And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live in the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over social media, mainstream media, everywhere. There's a whole lot going on. Hunter Biden getting caught with a gun. Getting caught with his pants down is nothing new. But he also, on top of getting caught with his pants down, got caught with a gun he should not have. An illegally obtained weapon. Oh, we gotta do background checks. We gotta do background checks. Well, since when did crackheads lawfully possess guns? We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, we have this ridiculous journalist who I covered 6 years ago, and I never forget it because that's one of my, if not my biggest video. It almost has like 4 million views. This guy tried to buy an AR-15 back in 2016 to say, yeah, these gun laws suck. It's so lax, it's so easy, but he failed the background check. Now he's back in 2022 with another tweet that he shouldn't tweet. We'll talk about that. Also, the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team, a few of the players refused to wear the Pride Night patch. Shout out to them for doing that. But apparently there's a pro baseball player who's gay and upset at that. We'll talk about that. Speaking about sports, we'll talk about a transgender cheerleader. And we're talking about Brett Kavanaugh, all on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. I could not do it without you. And if you like what you heard thus far, if you enjoy my content in general, if you enjoy the channel, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff for me. That'll help me out a whole lot. This is also a podcast. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms at 8 a.m. the very next day. So, prime example, today's Wednesday. So, tomorrow will be Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be available for you wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, etc. And a link for that will be in the description. If you just want to find me on your platform right away without clicking the link, just search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. It should be a red avatar right there. There should be a bunch of 5-star ratings and reviews as well, because you guys always look out for me. I do read those reviews. Thank you guys for doing that, especially on iTunes. I appreciate that a whole lot. So, yeah, check me out there on the audio streaming platforms. And of course, shout out to the sponsors. As always, y'all know how I do. I'm gonna give a special shout out first to one of our callers. Shout out to Les. And you know, when she calls in on Skype with the kids and everything, thank you. You sent me a candle. I got it today. I don't have it up here. I got it in my candle. I have a candle case. It's crazy. I like candles, but I got a case of them downstairs. So thank you to candle.life.co. I wish you could see this right here, but it's not gonna zoom properly. Matter of fact, hold on. Just for today, I'm gonna zoom here. See, look, there we go. So candle.life.co. So you had to like change my zoom for a minute just to zoom in on that, because I got it on manual zoom. The auto zoom is not very good. But thank you for the candle. I appreciate it. And let's get to my traditional sponsors here. But yeah, thank you again, Les. I appreciate you. And also shout out to bhedesigns.com. They make these beautiful handmade wooden flags that are right behind me. You can see them. You can get ones that are just like that, or whatever you desire, whatever is custom to your particular interest. You can get them a big size, small size, and anything in between. bhedesigns.com. Check them on out in the description box. Also, check out patriotpost.us, the best source of news and information anywhere on the internets. Check them on out right now. They are a great source. A lot of you guys always ask me, hey, man, where you get your news from, where you get your information. Patriotpost.us, it's a great source. They've been around for a long time right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, right there up in the mountain. I think they're sitting on a lookout. So shout out to them. Very good guys. Really, really good guys. And all my links will be in the description below the video. And if you listen on the podcast, there should be some kind of description area somewhere And all of that should be right there in that particular box. Also, shout out to my websites, ablmerch.com. We got hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more on the website, ablmerch.com. And also check out my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. For all my videos, for each and every video that I produce, I write an article for it. So I always have my sources. I got links. And sometimes there are things that I'm a little, I don't want to say afraid to put on my YouTube channel, but there's some things that are a little bit too, I guess you would say, quote unquote, spicy to put on the YouTube channel that make it to the website, right? It's too controversial and it's too out there and too whatever. It'll be on the website because they can't control that. I don't even make money on it. I don't even care. The website is a resource for you guys to have as a supplement to the videos, right? So if I can't put something on YouTube, they cannot stop it over there. It might be a video of some kind of car accident and you get heads flying. If it makes sense in the context of the video and I can't put it on YouTube, put it on the website. Again, AnthonyBLogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. And also go to the contact page on that website. You can find my email, my snail mail, my social media accounts, my Instagram. My Instagram is booming right now. We're about to be at 100,000 on Instagram. So check out the Instagram, Instagram.com/AnthonyBLogan. Check out the Twitter, Twitter.com/AnthonyBLogan. And Facebook is Facebook. If you're there, you're there. I appreciate you. But Facebook got me in they got me in like somewhat of a penitentiary. And it's weird because Instagram allows me to grow and they allow me to get my viewpoints out there. But Facebook doesn't really. It's strange. It's really weird. It's the same company, but I guess not the same company. But anyway, that will be it for the sponsors. Now, we got quite a few topics on deck, and I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. There's a lot of LGBTQ stuff going on, and I think the reason is because it's Pride Month. You see, a lot of these topics are started by things that people are doing as a result of it being Pride Month, and they're trying to gain some attention, or people are reacting to something that somebody has done to gain attention in a negative way, if that makes any sense, right? I think Pride Month is instigating a lot of these stories from, being where they are. Now, where do I start? I think I'm going to start with the trans cheerleader. Now, we saw the male cheerleaders recently. That's been the thing that has happened in the past, I want to say 2 or 3 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. I think the New Orleans Saints started that, right? Now, I'm going to find a picture, and it's not offensive. Let's go NFL male cheerleader. Hopefully I don't get nothing crazy. Okay, now here's what, okay. Let me open this picture right here. If it'll open up. Okay, so these guys are the kind of you see what I'm talking about here. These guys kind of remind me of the college male cheerleaders, kind of, right? They got a little bit of their masculinity, a little bit. They're not wearing the female attire. Everybody knows that cheerleaders are supposed to be pretty girls on the sideline. That's just what it is. I'm not trying to see Oprah Winfrey over there on the sideline, and that's fine. It's not even about discrimination towards it. I guess it is, but it's not really. Hear me out. I'm not trying to see 1987 400-pound Oprah in the moo-moo on the sideline with a pair of pom-poms. I don't want to see that. And so it's not about a race thing. I don't want to see Rosie O'Donnell. I don't want to see Lena Dunham. Lena Dunham, I'm not sure how Lena Dunham is even an actress. Like, is there no standard to be an actress? I guess if they need a 300-pound meth addict, then Lena Dunham would be your choice. Typecast as, cracked out big block. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm getting too crazy. Anyway, if you have a cheerleader at an NFL football game, you want to see pretty girls, pretty young girls. I don't want to see no old women. I don't want to see 22, 23 years old, fantastic. I'm not really trying to see men, but if you're gonna have men on the sideline, make them be kind of a compliment where they're helping with the tumbling, if they're doing tumbling at all in the NFL. You see what I'm saying? Like this guy right here, oh, he has a great job. The guy that's like holding the cheerleader, he has a fantastic job. But if he's out there being held by another man, like imagine that. Imagine there's a man dressed as a female cheerleader being held by another man. You know what I'm saying? That does not go very well. I don't really want to see that. That's not too cool. But these are the kind of guys they rolled out, right? Male cheerleaders, but not necessarily doing the same things the women would do. And that's great. Yeah, no Lizzos. I don't want to see no Lizzos. That, you know, I can't do nothing with a Lizzo. You know, cut her in about and 3. Then it'd be all right. Maybe in 4 quarters. But anyway. So this is what they did a few years back. They brought out the male cheerleaders. I think this guy's with the Saints, Patriots, Rams, etc. Now, what they've done now is put out a transgender cheerleader, a person who was born an XY male who now identifies as a female. And this person is going to be on the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to pull up my article right quick so you can see the contrast and the difference from what you just saw to now what we have. And I don't really understand why this is happening. I think the NFL is trying to become more woke, but it doesn't make any sense because why would the NFL need to become more woke? It's not because of their audience. I've never one time heard anybody that watches the NFL for real say, you know what? I wish the NFL was more inclusive. I wish the NFL had more trans men on the sideline. I never heard that. You know, the most I hear from NFL fans, as far as any kind of complaints of the game or the game's gotten too soft, too many rules, all this, that, and the third. That's all I've ever heard. I've never heard about anything else other than that. So now, oh, and matter of fact, let me just pause for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna show you regular NFL cheerleaders, right? Regular NFL cheerleaders. And then we're gonna show the contrast. Okay. Just so we're on the same page, and so you understand what's going on. All right. Cowboy cheerleaders. Perfect. All righty. So now here we have 2 Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. This is perfect, right? Pretty young girls, blonde, brunette, in shape, dancing. Yay. Having a good old time. Great. That's what I want to see on the sideline. You got the contrast of the violent game happening with full-grown adult men, very masculine. It's like a train wreck every play. On the sideline, you get to see nice feminine women. What's wrong with that? It's discriminatory. Well, look, not every man can play NFL football. Not every man can be 6'3", 275 pounds, cut up muscle, and it's fast and, you know, can sustain being hit without having CTE right away. You know what I'm saying? Life ain't fair. But these are your regular cheerleaders. Dallas Cowboys. There we go. Now, here we have the new Panthers cheerleader by the name of Justine Lindsay. Okay, now here's my dilemma. Here's my beef. I think you should have a space for men and a space for women. The men you play on the football field. Women should not be on the football field playing against men. That's going to be unfair. They're going to get hurt. It's going to be dangerous. That's not where women should be. And on the opposite side of that, I don't think men should be over there with the women. I think women should have their space. Men should have their space. We can work together because we're on the same football field, but we're not doing the same things, if that makes any sense. Again, the further stretch should be the men that kind of like the college or maybe even high school male cheerleaders where they're out there helping with the tumbling. That's the extent of it. But this right here, you have Tu Wong Fu. You have an Amistad extra. you're not even really trying to be feminine, really. You're trying to, I guess, appear to be a woman, but not really. The bald head look, I mean, look, I'm just not really feeling it. If you're going to be transgender, that's your prerogative, but at least put some effort into your look, okay? Put the wig on. Like, you can't go from that to that. And it's not even the race thing either, because I don't care what color you are. Feminine is feminine regardless of what color. You could be this color right here. you could be this, or you could be the color of his t-shirt and everything in between. You could be the polar extreme. It doesn't matter. Feminine is feminine, masculine is masculine. What I see right here is masculine. That's not really it. Okay. And the funny part is that the director, let me see if I can find that particular post. There's another picture of the person right there. Okay. So that's them. The director of the Top Cats, which is which is the Panthers cheerleading team, they said the reason why Justine Lindsay was hired was not because of the trans status. It was because of talent, just pure talent. And the director's name, you ready for it? Can you guys read that? I've highlighted it on the screen. Let's zoom in. Chandelier Lanouette. That's a name right there. I'm not really sure if that's ethnic or if that's just, your mama was in the hospital and just made it up. Chandelier. It's a chandelier right there. I'm laying down on my back, giving the baby. Chandelier. There we go. Chandelier is a person that appointed or hired or whatever you want to call it, Justine Lindsay to the team. And just so we're on the same page, Justine Lindsay is a trans person that is now on the Carolina Panthers. My question would be, do we have a trend going on, or is it just something for Pride Month, or what's happening? If it's a trend we got going on. Oh, and also one other thing. Justine Lindsay just came out as transgender, like for this particular situation at age 29. So what I want to know is, okay, were you just working regular jobs? Were you driving the truck before you came out? Did you always identify as a woman and you didn't tell anybody you were a man? I have questions. How is that going to work in the locker room with other cheerleaders? Do they not go to the locker room? How is that really going to, do you still have your man parts? We have another situation just like the other person, the swimmer, Leah, also known as William Thomas, all over again. The complaint was, hey, he still has his stuff and he's in the locker room with us. What's going on? So yeah, that's the person right there again. Again, I'm just not really seeing the femininity. Come on, man. Like, look at the contrast of the girls that are right there next to Justine. I mean, my thing is, how do you even make the squad looking like that? People could say that it's shallow, but we're talking about cheerleaders. I mean, it is what it is. How do you make the squad looking like that? It'd be the same thing if I saw a guy that was 6'1", 130 pounds, making an NFL football roster. What you gonna be doing? Kicking the ball? Even kickers are built better than that. 6'1", 130. All you're gonna be doing is handing out jerseys and cleats. That's it. You're not gonna be on no football field playing games. Just like this person right here, looking like Amistad extra. You know what I mean? Wakanda Forever. You looking like that on a cheerleading squad? If I was a woman, I'd be offended. If I was one of these pretty girls out there, I'd be offended. Because you're not even really attractive. You understand what I'm saying? Like, not to be weird, but you can be a male and look good as a woman. Or to the point where somebody would be like, you know what? Is that a man? You got to question it. But when I see you and it's like, all right, man, what you want? Can you pump my gas for me? Can you go ahead and, you know what I mean? Can you get my windows a wash? If I see that going on, then it's just, I don't really understand. I would be offended if I was a woman and I'm trying to make the roster and here you are looking like Uncle Earl, you know what I mean? About to go ahead and change my alternator with a Newport in their mouth. You looking like that, I'm offended. But the question is this. Is it going to be a trend or is it just temporary? Is it just something for Pride Month that they were doing to get some attention? if they're trying to get attention from that in the NFL, I don't really understand the play. I don't really get the long game here. What's the long game? Are we trying to make the NFL more woke, more presentable? Presentable to who? The LGBT community are not really going to watch NFL football like that. Women ain't going to watch it. It's going to be men. Regular, everyday dudes like myself are going to watch football. Well, not all of us are going to watch football, but my archetype, you know what I'm saying? My kind of person, a guy like me is going to watch NFL football on Sunday and Thursday and Saturday and the playoffs. That's what we're going to do. We're not really trying to see Tu Wong Fu out there on the sidelines shaking his stuff. It just ain't really the wave. So I don't know. I think maybe Pride Month got a little bit, it got off to a weird start. That's all I'm trying to say. Just kind of a weird start. And you know what? I think I'm seeing less marketing for Pride Month this year than I did last year. But I'm seeing more of these kind of actions that lead to news stories, if that makes any sense. It's not so much, they're not so much putting out logos. Like I remember last year or year before that, they were doing cereal boxes with pride colors on it. I'm not really seeing that as much. But what I am seeing is stuff like this, where they're trying to promote someone to a particular position to get some attention and notoriety for Pride Month. I would not be surprised if this person was cut from the team or they just left the team after a very short period of time, because the whole point was to make a statement and to just, support people that are out there that live a certain lifestyle. Yeah, 100%. So, can we keep the cheerleaders? Bring the pretty girls back on the sideline. If you got a man over there, what I don't want to do is play that game of, trying to, you get a magnifying glass, like, man, do I see a bulge? Like, I ain't trying to do all that. But again, I'm getting a little too far down the rabbit hole, so I digress. Speaking about Pride Month, let's get to the next topic so I don't get canceled. Tampa Bay Rays, another sports team, another LGBT thing. Now, the Tampa Bay Rays, baseball team, they had a pride night, just one night, where they had to wear a pride patch. Let me see if I can find the pride patch right quick. Y'all give me 1 second. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, somebody's upset about it. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Not you guys in the chat, but there's another there's a pro Major League Baseball player who's upset about the players who didn't come out and wear their patch. So I'm gonna find the patch right quick. Okay. It's all kind of articles about this. It's like really a big story. So, okay. So here's the patch. You see it right there. In this article, I'm not going to read the article, but it just says the headline, everything we know about some Tampa Bay Rays players declining to wear LGBTQ plus patches on the uniforms. So it's like this whole big compilation of facts that they got about this. But you see the patch right there. Okay. That's the patch, and some guys just refuse to wear it. Okay. Some guys refuse to wear it, and some people are upset. They're mad. And the guys that didn't wear it decided they didn't want to wear it, I think, because of religious reasons. They're just not really for it. And it wasn't even like they hate people who are LGBT or anything like that. They said they love these people and they pray for them, but it's just not what they're trying to do. Oh, there's a whole lot here. Matter of fact, hold on, let me go back to this. So there was a whole rollout. It was not only a patch, but there was a whole rollout with the team. So they had the hats with the pride. So the logos on the hats, the actual Tampa Bay logos have the pride colors on it. And then let's go down a little bit. Let's scroll down a little bit. You can see the Tampa Bay logo in more detail. They got the trans colors in there. They got the black and brown. So that's real. I've shown some of these pride flags where they have all these new colors in it, the black and brown and trans, all that kind of stuff. And it's real. Now you see it right here. I'm surprised I don't see the Ukraine colors, because that's going to be next. You might as well put every anytime there's something that happens, anytime that there's a new thing that's going on, you put the color that represents that thing in the pride flag. Okay, so you can say that you're virtuous rather than just being a person who supports the LGBT community. You could support everybody. You could support. You could not be a racist. You could support Ukraine. You could be against Russia. You could be whatever you want to be in this flag. So then they have T-shirts and everything. And this one here says, "We believe baseball is for everyone." I mean, why? If it's for everybody, why have this thing where it's like you have not everyone included? You understand? Because I'm not LGBT. So if baseball is for everybody, then why exclude me? Or maybe I'm included. I'm sorry, I forgot. Maybe I'm included because they got the black and brown on there too, right? So although I'm not gay, they have the black and brown to represent me. I feel so included. I feel so, and I'm offended that this is like what I have on right now. Because I'm dark skinned, so that's the brown, and then the black, that's my shirt. I'm offended. I'm calling corporate immediately, and we're going to go ahead and sue the Rays for offending me, right? So this flag is outdated, very much so, because they have the regular pride flag on it, and they have the black and brown, and they have the trans, but I don't see the Ukraine. Again, we're calling corporate. Now, I mean, I don't know who decided to. Hopefully, this guy is part of the LGBT community. If you're a straight dude wearing that, I don't really understand your plan. So I guess she's disabled. So now what we're doing again, this is what I'm talking about. You're trying to include everything on the flag. You're trying to include LGBT, black and brown, just different non-white people, Ukraine. So what's the disabled color? Is that the white? Like, how does that really work? I'm not trying to poke fun at this lady. I'm just saying this is what they're doing. This is the whole, you see kind of what they're aiming for here. Everyone that's not a straight white male is included in this flag. Maybe not white females. I'm not really sure. But there is that white part of the flag. Maybe the white part is white people. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I'm wrong about that. Anyway, let me get back to it. So some people did not like the fact that hold on. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just read this about those who did not wear the patch, and then I'm gonna get to the guy and or guys who did not like the fact that these guys did not wear the patch. All right, let's just stick with me here. So the team learned that not all players wanted to be included. No exact breakdown was provided, but well, more than half of the players appeared to participate. Pitchers Jason Adam, Jalen Beeks, Brooks Raley, Jeffrey Springs, and Ryan Thompson were among those who did not, electing to peel off the Burst logo and wear the standard hat. There you go. Good on them. And let's see their reasoning. So what did they say about it? A lot of it comes down to faith, to like a faith-based decision. So it's a hard decision because ultimately we all said what we want is them to know that all are welcome and loved here. But when we put it on our bodies, I think a lot of guys decided that it's just a lifestyle that maybe, not that they look down on anybody or think differently, it's just that maybe we don't want to encourage it if we believe in Jesus, who's encouraged us to live a lifestyle that would abstain from that behavior. Just like Jesus encourages me as a heterosexual male to abstain from sex outside of the confines of marriage. It's no different. There you go. It's not judgmental. It's not looking down. It's just what we believe, the lifestyle he's encouraged us to live for our good, not to withhold. But again, we love these men and women. We care about them, and we want them to feel safe and welcome here. What's wrong with that? I don't want to wear your patch. I'm wearing a regular hat, and you want to be mad at me for that? I'm not saying I hate you. I'm saying that I love you, but you're still mad at me for that? It appears like you want me, you're trying to force me to agree with your particular lifestyle. What if I don't? What if I don't? What you gonna do? You gonna sue me over that? Like, what's really going on? All right. So let me see if I can find. Okay, there's another article with the reaction. But wasn't that a good response? I mean, I think that was a very good response. I think it was very well said. I don't really see why anybody have a problem with that if they're being fair and they're being honest. Now, so now there's a guy by the name of Brian Ruby. I guess he's a pro baseball player. I'm not really a baseball guy, so maybe you guys know more than me. I'm not sure what team he plays for. If he's like some kind of, practice squad type guy. I'm not sure what they call it over on that side of the world. But you see what it says. Gay baseball pro Brian Ruby addresses Rays players' refusal to wear a pride patch. An openly gay professional baseball player is speaking out following the decision made by a number of Rays players not to wear the patch. So Brian Ruby is an athlete and a musician who came out as publicly gay last year, recently told USA Today that the behavior exhibited, quote, sends a very clear message, unquote, that, quote, LGBTQ people are not welcome here. How is it sending that message when in a statement he says that all are welcome? I don't want to wear the patch. That's my decision. So what's the problem? And I say in a statement that we welcome everybody, men, women, whatever, regardless of we welcome you. You want me to participate in this, and I don't want to. You're trying to force my hand, and I don't appreciate that. Just let me live. How about that? Quote, a lot of guys just don't get that they've always had and will continue to have gay teammates. Such antiquated language and behavior actively hurts the team. It's hard enough to be gay in baseball. I mean, do you think anybody really cares? Seriously, nobody really cares like that. It's not going to be a thing where if you're gay, you're not going to be able to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anybody really cares at this particular point in time, 2022. Depending upon how you behave in the clubhouse or on the team, my thing is, hey, man, if you can hit like Barry Bonds and no juice, who cares what you do outside of that? Just like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is not gay, but Dennis Rodman could wear a whole wedding dress, take pictures with the wedding dress on, and then get in the shower, take his makeup off, and go get 45 rebounds in the game for the Chicago Bulls. You think anybody cared about the wedding dress? You think anybody cared about the makeup and the high heels and all that kind of stuff you wear? And the piercings all over the place? Nope. Go out there and get 45 rebounds. Don't score no points. Get all the rebounds, block shots, put your body on the line, help us win games. That's it. What you're doing off the court is irrelevant. As long as you ain't getting in no trouble and you're going to get locked up behind what you're doing. Aside from that, hey, man, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Period. Point blank. All right. So I guess that's him right there. Brian Ruby. That's him. Let me see. Quote, it's just that what we believe the lifestyle, he's already read that one. Quote, it always baffles me when guys use Jesus as their excuse to discriminate. See, here we go. Now, here's something I'm going to say. If we were talking about Muhammad, Islam, this would not be said. He would not say something like that at all. But in the West, in the world really, but definitely in the West, it's okay to criticize Christianity because you don't fear any kind of repercussions. You don't fear, the Allahu Akbar type treatment, right? You don't fear that. So anything dealing with Christianity, anything dealing with that particular kind of person, it's okay to discriminate openly. But let me continue to see what this guy said, what the gay baseball player said. Quote, it always baffles me when guys use Jesus as their excuse to discriminate, Ruby said, later adding, this isn't about religion. This is about being a good teammate. When guys go out of their way to make a point about opposing Pride Night, they're sending a clear message that people like me just aren't welcome in baseball. It's a reminder that even on the one night we get to be proud of ourselves at the ballpark, we are still second-class citizens. As simple as that. But my thing is this. It's about religion. If my religion dictates that this kind of lifestyle is wrong, it's about religion. And you would not say that about Islam. Islam has the same thing going on. and to if depending upon where you live in the world, it's really extreme. Go to some parts, Middle East, you get that rooftop treatment, and I don't need to be too graphic, but you already know what it is. You get that rooftop treatment, and it's not very good. You don't get that over here. All you get over here is, I don't want to wear your pride patch. I don't want to wear your pride hat. That's it. I don't want to do things that you want me to do. That's all you get over here. You're not going to get mistreated. You're not going to get hurt. You're not going to get anything like that. Of course, you may have the occasional crime against somebody because they're LGBT, but that's so uncommon. It's not even really worth talking about in a true sense. It's not worth speaking about in the matter of, oh, it's every day, this is going on, all this, that, and the third. That's just not what's happening. Now, I think I'm going to press forward here. And speaking about crimes and things that happen, kind of not very common, let's talk about some real crime here. Now, have you guys seen that somebody got arrested outside of Brett Kavanaugh's house, armed? He had all kind of stuff on him. He had like zip ties and he had everything on him. The guy was let off in the cab at about 1:30 in the morning, right by Brett Kavanaugh's house I guess it's in DC area. Because they took her to the Montgomery County Jail, if I'm not mistaken, Montgomery County Jail. But anyway, the guy was let off right there by Brett Kavanaugh's house. I think a neighbor saw him and called the police. Or maybe the guy called the police on himself. I don't know. But the police get there and they confront him. And the guy was talking about, he was upset about Roe v. Wade and mass shootings and all kind of stuff of that nature. Now, I have one question for you guys. Just one question. If a guy pulls up to your house, if you're a Supreme Court justice, right, you're Brett Kavanaugh, a guy pulls up on your house, 1:30 in the morning, armed to the teeth, talking about Uvalde shooting, talking about Roe v. Wade. Where do you think he got that notion to go do that from? Where do you think he got the rage inside of him? Where did he get all that angst and anger from? Where did he get it from? Just think about it. Mainstream media all day long. Oh yeah, it was a white guy. Of course it was a white guy. 100%. Big white liberal. Ain't no black guy going to your house mad about Roe v. Wade. Ain't nobody, that's not happening. Okay, that ain't really, we're not really concerned about that. But anyway, the guy was a white guy from Simi Valley, California. I'm not sure how he got to DC. Did he drive? Did he fly? I'm not sure how he got to DC, but he's from Simi Valley, California. Big, stupid, crazy liberal. And he's been charged with attempted murder on a federal judge. Oh man, that right there, you go into a whole different kind of gulag. You're going to an invisible gulag. They're going to throw you away. Nobody will see you again. What happened to what happened to Connor? I don't know, man. I ain't seen him since he did that to Brett Kavanaugh, or tried to. But anyway, they caught him outside with all this stuff on him. Let me see if I can find an article on this. And he told the police why he did it, or he was trying to do it. He was trying to kill Brett Kavanaugh over over Roe v. Wade and the Uvalde shooting. My thing is, what does Brett Kavanaugh have to do with the Uvalde shooting? How does he impact the Uvalde shooting? What they wanted to do, pass some kind of law that's going to prevent crime from happening? Tell me how that makes sense. I mean, the dumbest thing in the world is the whole thing about background checks. And I'm going to get to that in a minute, the whole background check thing. But it's so silly because I got a video right quick. I'm going to get back to Brett Kavanaugh. Hopefully I don't lose my place too much. But I got a video. I've shown other videos that are just like this, but I have another one for you guys to drive the point on home, because I feel like people don't really get it. They don't really understand what's happening here. All right. Let me find the hopefully they didn't delete it. Give me 1 second to find that. Oh, here we go. There it is, right in front of my face. So, see if I got sound. All right. So there appears to be some kind of video shoot going on in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, these all appear to be juveniles or very young people. I don't think these guys went to Bob's gun store and said, hey, you know what? Can I get an AR pistol? Can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get an extended magazine? I don't think these guys went to Bob's gun store and did that legally, okay? They appear to be young, under the age of 18. Some of them are above the age of 18. But what kind of background check is going to prevent these guys from being out there like this? Let's watch the video.
Tell your shorty get the car, go. We finna slide.
So where did he get where he's smoking weed? He's smoking weed with the gun in his hand and he's pointing it. Now they have good trigger discipline. Their finger is off the trigger. Hunter Biden, Hunter should be down with these guys. He can kill two birds with one stone, right? He can get his cocaine from these guys, and he can learn how to do the trigger discipline from these guys. Two birds, one stone. It'd be perfect. But he's pointing the gun right at the camera. Pointing at a safe place, right at the camera. Smoking weed. Do you think that he got his gun from Bob's gun store? Did he go through a background check? Did he show his ID? Come on. Like, let's be for real. Why we got to play games like this? I don't understand the conversation happening right now in Congress talking about, oh, we got to do tighter background checks. First of all, you already have background checks. Even in conservative places, you got background checks. Go to the gun store and try to buy a gun. You're going through a background check. These guys ain't passing no background checks, okay? They're not. They're just not. Okay? It's in the magazine. Probably got a Glock switch on it, too. It might not be a Glock, though. But you understand what I'm saying? These guys have all types of artillery, and they're not going to the gun store to get it. So what's the purpose of talking about, look at my man right here. Okay. Good on the guard, not putting his finger inside the trigger guard. But look at this. Okay. Little mini tech over there. Look at that. Little AR pistol. And he will shoulder it if he can. He will shoulder it. Not worried about no ATF. That's what's going on. He's covering his face because he's probably on the run, probably got a record, probably not supposed to have that gun at all. So to even go over there to Brett Kavanaugh's house talking about, oh, it's your fault for the mass shootings, is so silly. So silly. And a lot of these mass shootings don't even get reported. There was a shooting in Virginia, back where I grew up in Portsmouth, Virginia. There was a shooting out there. There were 4 shot and 3 dead, like in one area, like in one neighborhood out there in Prentice Park, which has been a ghetto for a very long time, since I've been a little boy. Since probably before I was born, it was a ghetto. Have you seen that on the news at all? But you saw the shooting in Chattanooga where it was fewer people that were killed. Because it's all about if it bleeds, it leads. If it's a sensational story, if it's just something that fits the narrative, they'll report on it. But if it doesn't, they'll just totally ignore it. So, yeah, it's so silly. But the guy, getting back to Brett Kavanaugh now, the guy was radicalized by what the media put out there, talking about Roe v. Wade. And if you were to ask the guy, hey, if they repeal Roe v. Wade, if it gets striked down, what's going to happen? He may try to say something like, oh, well, they're going to outlaw abortion on a federal level. He doesn't even understand what it means. But yet you're willing to go kill that man? You're willing to go drive or fly to D.C., cross country from California, from your mama and daddy's house in your basement, okay? You're down there eating your chicken tendies with your mom, giving you some Pop-Tarts in the morning, tendies for lunch, and pizza for dinner. You get on a plane or get in your car and drive across country, go to Brett Kavanaugh's crib with a bag full of weapons. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about it. If he was able to pull up with a bag full of weapons, he probably drove. or purchase the weapons right there in D.C. or in the surrounding area, because you can't bring it on the airplane, obviously. You can't do that. But you're radicalized to the point where you want to do something like that, and you don't even know what's going on. You have no idea. You don't know that Roe v. Wade does not outlaw abortion. You don't know that Brett Kavanaugh and the Supreme Court cannot stop all these mass shootings from happening, because the majority of the time when you see somebody get shot, killed, and it was illegal, meaning it was just a straight criminal action, because somebody could get shot and killed and it'd be illegal action. Prime example, the Uvalde shooter. When he got shot and killed himself, that was illegal action. But when you see typically illegal actions, just straight people, just innocent people getting killed, 9 times out of 10, the person got the gun illegally, shouldn't have had it, et cetera, so on and so forth. You're not seeing a bunch of crimes being committed by purchasers of legal guns. That's just not what's going on. Nobody goes to say, you know what I want to do? I'm going to start robbing banks. And my first course of action is to go to the local gun store, show them my face, give them my social security number and my ID, and buy a gun in my name. That's so silly. But I digress. So the guy has been arrested. Let me see if he had any other weapons. Yeah, he had a whole lot of stuff, if I'm not mistaken. See what I'm talking about right there? These protesters. Oh, and I saw the protest in Lakewood Church against abortion, if I'm not mistaken. I think the girl took her top off in the church, Joel Osteen's church, during Sunday service, top out, because she's mad about the whole abortion thing. And what she said in the TV interview they gave her to explain why she did it, she said, yeah, I know I was drowned out by the audience, but we got some attention, and I want more of these kind of things to happen all over the country so they get the message. So you're hearing stuff like that. If you're this person in California who's upset about all this stuff, okay, I'm gonna fly to DC and pull up on Brett Kavanaugh with some pistols and some duct tape and zip ties and see what it does. I know what's going to happen. And look, see right there, right behind her, you got a picture of Brett Kavanaugh, I guess as a trans person, I'm not really sure. It says liar on top. So they're protesting him directly. Oh, and also they've been going to people's houses. I think they went to Kavanaugh's house before, maybe even, I think they went to Amy Coney Barrett's house. They're going to their houses to protest them, which is totally dangerous. Like I said many times before, you can hate me, you can dislike what I say, you can disagree with me, but don't come to my house though, because now we're crossing the line from just, banter and talking to now you're invading my personal space. And I don't like that. So my advice would be, don't come to my crib. Say what you want online, write me an email, call me, talk to me, it's fine. But if I don't invite you to my house, don't show up and be like, hey, I'm here. Here's my gun. I'm going to shoot you. No, I bet you're not. Because guess what? Allegedly, a guy like me may have some guns. Now, you guys know the boating accident was tragic. I lost all my guns. It was crazy, man. The boat was on fire. The kids were screaming. It was a mess. So I don't have any guns anymore, allegedly. But if I did, shout out to OJ. If I did, then, hey, man, Chinese New Year. Bombs over Baghdad, right? Bomb your head. How about that? But I'll move on. So hopefully you don't have more of these guys come out and do stuff like this. And I was watching the news today, and they were saying that this is recent as far as the threat to get Supreme Court justices. You used to be able to go to the mall, buy yourself as a Supreme Court justice. You could have Brett Kavanaugh go to just go to the mall, go to JCPenney's and get him a t-shirt or a dress shirt and a pair of shoes by himself, like he was just a regular guy. You could do that back in the day, but now you can't. Now they got to have like Secret Service type protection. They got to have big protection because of all the attention on them, because of all the people trying to threaten them and harass them to change their mind one way or the other. Now, personally, I don't like certain people in politics, certain people in the swamp, you would say, maybe even on the Supreme Court. I'm not a big fan of Sotomayor, people like that. But I would never think about threatening them. I'll think about just trying to vote right so we're able to get the correct people appointed to the Supreme Court to make sure we get what we want at the end of it. So we got Donald Trump in there. Not one, not two, but three Supreme Court justices. That's what we had. That's what we got. We got, who was that? Kavanaugh, Comey Barrett, and Gorsuch. All up under Donald Trump. Now, if that would have been Hillary, we'd be in a whole different world right now. It wouldn't be no Roe v. Wade going away. It'd be a mess. It'd be a big mess in the Supreme Court level. So voting most certainly does matter. But, hey, man, RIP to that man's life. He's not going to die, but he might as well be dead because they're going to put him away. They're going to put him under a slab of cement. You're not going to see that man no more. Right? But yeah, you got a point there. Mark says, can Pelosi go out in public? Of course, because we're not going to attack Nancy Pelosi, but people on the left are going to attack people like Brett Kavanaugh. You probably can have, who else go out in public? You can have Sotomayor go out in public. You can have Stephen Breyer go out in public. You can have the liberals on the court go out in public by themselves, no security. But if you're a conservative, not so much. But I'm being told that the conservatives are the ones that are engaging in sedition, trying to throw over the country, engaging in violence, got all these guns, wanting to kill you. That's what I'm being told, but I'm seeing a different thing. You know, I think at a certain point, seeing is believing. And if I see something right in front of my face, I might have to believe it. If you tell me a pig can fly, I'll be like, nah, that can't happen. But if I physically see in person a pig getting off the ground and flying, I'll be like, well, you got me on that one, boss. you got me. The pig is flying. But we got a whole lot going on. What did I want to get to? I got to, your main man, Hunter Biden. Now, have you seen Hunter Biden, the new pictures from, I didn't say nude, I said new pictures from Hunter Biden. Well, and he was naked, just coincidentally, with a gun. Now, when I did the video, I didn't even realize that the article was saying something different than what the video or what the picture had that I saw. Now, in the article, they said he had a .38 revolver, but he had a handgun like a regular pistol, a regular semi-auto in his hand. So I'm not really sure what that was about. But regardless of whether it was a .38 revolver, regular 9mm pistol, regardless of what's going on, Hunter Biden is not able to purchase guns legally. Part of your background check asks you the question, have you had any drugs, alcohol in a certain amount of time? Or are you addicted to drugs and alcohol? They ask that question. So if he answered the question honestly, obviously there's a crack addiction. There is, because right around the time he bought the gun, it was 2018. I think he had a military discharge the year before or right around then. If I'm wrong, let me know. But the military discharge was for the cocaine addiction. He tested positive for cocaine in the military. That's why he was discharged from the reserves. And then he admitted, speaking about Hunter Biden, that is, Hunter admitted to having a drug problem. Joe Biden admitted to Hunter having a drug problem. We have videotape of him smoking crack, so we could see it's him. Like we physically saw him smoking crack on video. We all saw it. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's pull it up. He was looking like Pookie in New Jack City, beaming and Scotty. I'm talking about 1980s crack house. That was him. He was getting it. He was ripping that thing like it wasn't nothing. A crackhead. Like, there's no doubt about it. You have proof from multiple angles. He said he was a crackhead. Joe said he was a crackhead. We have video, pictures. Military said he was a crackhead. What more is it to say? But when you buy a gun and say, nah, I don't smoke crack, you're lying. And if you do say you smoke crack, you're not going to be able to buy a gun because you're failing the background check right there. You failed your background check now. But he bought the gun, so he passed the background check, which means he lied on that particular question. That's just what it means. Now, there could be some more in his background that would prevent him from buying the gun, but the obvious one is the whole thing about the crack. Okay, I'm searching Hunter Biden smoking crack rocks. All right, hold on. Nah, we got the I want to see the action pose. You understand what I'm saying? With the flame, I want to see that. But of course, it's Google. They're not going to show you the real. They'll show you the pipe just kind of laying there, but that ain't really want to. You know what I mean? I got to go to Twitter. Twitter is better to search for stuff like this than Google. 100%. It's better than DuckDuckGo and all of that because it's not technically a search engine, but it is. You're just searching through a library of tweets, which is better than a search engine sometimes because you're not getting curated results. And I appreciate that. But let me go ahead and let me see if I can find it here. Okay, we got the gun. I don't want you to see the guy's naked torso. We don't got to see no stuff like that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okie dokie. So now we have him beaming the Scotty. Yeah, Twitter is nuts.
Visit.
Matter of fact, I got the video too. See, that's Twitter for me right there. It'll come through. That's why I'm on Twitter because I can get a lot more information on Twitter than I can on any other platform. You can get straight to it. Twitter is very important. That's why hopefully Elon buys it and protects it. Because quite frankly, a lot of my news stories come from Twitter and also like Facebook, Instagram. Social media is better because you're able to get stuff out so quickly. Google at a certain point and even DuckDuckGo, all of them, Bing, they're curated. They go in there and they craft it so you're getting an experience that's not organic at all. But that's a whole different story. Shout out to Zach Voorhees on that one. So this is him right here.
A visit, and we'll talk with the therapist. I'm not going to continue to argue, and I don't want to talk.
So you see him right here, getting high.
And make things work.
So, I mean, what more do we need? That's him. But he was able to buy a gun. He was able to buy a gun, though. So that tells you right there that background checks don't work. Matter of fact, I might try to pull up Hunter with the gun, and I may try to hide some of the. Cause I mean, I'm not trying to see faint body hair on your belly button. That's a little much for me. All I want to do is see the gun, and that's it. This guy, man, did not like wearing clothes at all. It's like, sorry, can you put on a pair of sweatpants or some drawers or something? I mean, good grief, man. We're trying to come through evidence, but I'm not trying to see every single frame. Your stuff just flopping around. That's not really what I want to see right now. Hold on. Okay, let's try and do this way. All right, I'm a. Okay, so there we go. That's better. So you don't get to see all the stuff in the front where it's like not really blurred out all the way. You know. So that's him right there with his gun. And like I said, and it's him because there's more pictures that show his face. You can't really say, oh, I recognize that piece of his leg or his bracelet. No, it's him. Again, there's a whole photo dump of him with this girl in the room, and he's pointing a gun at her and got his finger all on the trigger guard, all types of stuff. As I was saying earlier, he should go out there to New Orleans. He can cop his crack cocaine, and he can learn from those guys out there with those illegally possessed guns how to properly handle his illegally possessed gun, right? Clearly, because you got your finger almost on the trigger. You trying to shoot the girl in the room? What's going on? But what's going to happen? You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, update. We see his gun and everything. can't have the gun. Will there be any kind of penalty for him having a gun illegally, falsifying his background check, and purchasing it from a gun store? Nope. Why? You're Hunter Biden, you do whatever you want. You know, you go to Ukraine and get 10 more for the big guy. You get 10 more for the big guy, right? Now, I have an update. Remember I did a story about Paul Pelosi. You guys remember Paul Pelosi? Paul Pelosi got drunk. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I gotta just pause for a minute. I might not be right here because I saw where Paul Pelosi had the charges dropped, but I'm not quite sure if that's true or not. So let me just make sure I'm right. Before I say that, I gotta put out the correct information. Let me see. Okay, so I thought the charges were dropped, but they're quote unquote under review right now. But here's a question I have for you guys. So Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, got drunk, crashed his car. I'm not sure if it was like a bad crash. It could have been a fender bender or whatever. But he crashed his car into another car while he was drunk. He gets arrested and released on $5,000 bond or bail, whatever it's called. $5,000, he got it. He could pay that in full, not even the 10%. What, $500? That's nothing. He got that in his pocket. Like literally in his wallet, he has that in cash. He probably got about 10 bands in his pocket. Like, yo, take the whole thing, man. Do something for you. Take 5 for my bond and take 5 for yourself, man. Get your wife something nice. But anyway, do you guys think that he's going to go to the penitentiary or have any kind of penalty as a result of this? Maybe a court fine at best. Driving drunk. Imagine if you, as a normie, or I, decided to get drunk, drive, and crash into another car. What's going to happen? Because not only were you drunk and driving, because you can get pulled over at a checkpoint, right? You can get pulled at a checkpoint, and if they breathalyze you and you're drunk, you might go to jail for that. You didn't even crash into anybody. You weren't speeding. You just happened to be drunk behind the wheel. You're drunk, speeding, crash. What's going to happen? You're going to jail. If it's you or I, we're going straight to the hoot school. Ain't going to be no clink, clink. It's going to be a wrap. But Paul Pelosi, on the other hand, man, it's all good. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go right back to the crib. That's what's going to happen. But we'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on that story to see what's going on with it. Right? I will see what's happening. Yeah, Hunter Biden and the ATF, they ain't going to do nothing. They ain't going to do nothing. They more worried about what was that? Remember when they banned bump stocks? They're worried about bump stocks and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you're going to ban bump stocks. Meanwhile, these Chicago guys are 14 years old with Glock switches. What are we even talking about? It doesn't make any sense. It's so silly. And a Glock switch is already illegal, but they still got them. And a Glock switch is a lot more conspicuous than the bump stock is. But whatever, I mean, pardon me, it's more inconspicuous. You can't really, it's about that small versus a bump stock, which is kind of big. All right. But that gets everything I wanted to get to on that one. I think I did. So Hunter Biden, we'll see what happens. Is he going to go to jail? Would there be anything that happens? I don't think so, because I think the gun is probably less serious than the money laundering in Ukraine. 10% for the big guy. Money laundering in China, Ukraine, etc. It's a lot less serious than that. Tell me how you're able to be a crackhead, get discharged from the military 1 year, and the very next year you have no experience in energy or gas at all. You're completely green, but yet you're able to get a job working at an energy company, getting paid $80,000 a month max, between $50,000 and $80,000 per month at an energy company. I mean, how does that really work? And then it just so happens that your dad, who at the time was the vice president of the US of A, goes to Ukraine like 14 times because he's like the Ukrainian envoy or whatever. And he threatens Ukraine by withholding $1 billion in money if they don't fire the prosecutor who's looking into the company that his son works for. What was that? Victor Shokin? Victor Shokin was looking into Burisma Holdings. Hunter worked for Burisma Holdings on the board. So he's getting the Burisma Holdings money, and Shokin could have shut Burisma Holdings down, which means no more $80,000 a month for Hunter, which means no 10% for Joe. So Joe says, look, man, you messing the money up. You messing my money up. So you fire that guy, or you won't get this money over here from the U.S. Just straight robbing them, straight scamming. I mean, barefaced robbery. And that's totally fine. It's crazy. But, you know, the media, they're worried about January 6th. So silly. They arrested Peter Navarro, put him in leg irons. Why? He's not even trying to hide. He's gonna surrender. Why? If I turn myself in, what's the point in putting leg irons on me? You're trying to send a message. You see what I'm saying? And that's probably done by orders from the higher ups, orders from the federales. Oh, here's something I saw today. You guys may have seen. There was a threat in Florida. Okay, yeah. So there was a threat in Florida where a 10-year-old boy got arrested. Let me put an article on the screen. So Florida, 10-year-old boy arrested for alleged text threatening mass shooting. Quote, sickening. Quote, now is not the time to act like a little delinquent, the Lee County, Florida sheriff said in the wake of the Uvalde, Texas shooting. Now, so they got the little boy right here. They got his face blurred out. It did like a little perp walk type thing with him where they arrested him and they put him in the car. He's actually in custody right now. I think he's been there for like 9 days or something like that. So here's what he did. He texted, I think it might have been 3 or 4 rifles. It looked like ARs or something like that. He sent that to his friend, and then he said something about wait for a specific day. I forget what it was, but the day was like a school activity day. So basically, he was hinting toward a school shooting. So when this gets discovered, they arrest the boy, take him into custody. Now, people are saying that he shouldn't have done that. Oh, he's only 10 years old. He was just being stupid. It's silly humor. But guess what? We always criticize police and the federalists especially for not doing anything when they see signs of something going on. Oh, they didn't do anything. They knew about him for a long time. They ain't do nothing. But when they do something, oh, no, he's only 10 years old, man. Leave him alone. Huh? I mean, what do you want? So either you want this or you don't, because these kids are young. These kids are young sometimes when they go and they make threats like that. Remember, I think it might have been the boy in Uvalde or somewhere else. Not Uvalde, pardon me. Buffalo or somewhere else. It might have been at that church in South Carolina. At that church, he had a bunch of problems for a long time, was known to police. It was a constant thing. It's always the same kind of story over and over again. And if they don't do anything, just kind of let stuff slide. Oh, it's your fault. You could have done something. You didn't do anything, though. But when he does do something, then it's a problem as well. Take all threats seriously. Exactly. Take all threats seriously. And you know what the thing is? Maybe this would be an example. You can't just say stuff like that. You can't do stuff like that without having some kind of consequence, because this is real life. It's not a video game. It's serious. We just had a mass shooting. You're talking about doing another one. And we always, what do we always say? If you see something, say something. That's what we say, right? So if this boy's friend saw something and he said something and then something happened, as a result from law enforcement, what more do you want? Right? What more could you ask for? I don't really know. Dylan Roof, thank you, Fauna Faye. Yeah, Dylan Roof. He had a bunch of problems before. They always say, oh, they knew he was going to do something. They didn't do nothing to him. He was on the FBI watch list and they ain't do nothing. They always say that. So it's just one of those things. But that was a story from today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was, well, not today. That was actually a few days ago. I didn't even see it till today. That was May 29th, 2022. All right. I got a little bit of rain going on here. So if the power goes out, you already know what it is. If the stream cuts, it's because I got rain, and this power out here can be a little skittish. It could be a little finicky. You know, it won't even be a storm. It'll just be like a little bit of rain or like a strong wind, and then not the power out. So y'all gotta, if the power goes out, it's not my fault. Blame the white man in the sky. blame him. But let me see. That gets everything I wanted to get to. Florida. Oh, the journalist. I forgot about the journalist. So I did a video years back about this journalist. This is my most viewed video ever, actually. How many views on that video do I have? I think I have like almost 4 million views in that video. Wait 1 second here. So it's 3 million views on the video. It's right about 3 million views. 3,069,000 views. But anyway, this journalist by the name of Neil Steinberg. Are we back? Are we live? Let's see if we are or not. Y'all let me know. Give me some feedback here. Because I can't tell. I can't really see what's going on. Hopefully we are live. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Am I back? All right. We're back. We're back at it. So I told y'all that rain, I can feel it now. I know my house now. I know the area. I know how that rain is. As soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh, it might go out. Now I gotta call the power company, be like, hey man, we need some better infrastructure out here. Y'all didn't bury these lines too deep. I don't know what's going on, but whenever you get a strong rain that I can hear, it's like a little thunderstorm, the power's gonna go out. Just briefly though, just for a little bit. It went out for like 1 second. But you know, I gotta turn the computer back on and get everything set up. So then it takes like a couple minutes to get back from 1 second to being down. So that's what happens. I'm seeing Tim Pool got swatted. I see that a lot in the chat, but that's not the first time he's been swatted. He's been swatted quite a few times, actually. It's to the point where it's like it's a common occurrence, unfortunately. But luckily, where I live, I'm cool with the sheriff. I'm cool with pretty much everybody in law enforcement and all the politicians and everybody. Everybody knows who I am. So, and I got some safeguards against certain things, so it's cool. You know, it's not really a big deal where I'm at. And my neighborhood is all good. So yeah, it's straight. Right. So Neil Steinberg, get back to him. It's a journalist in Chicago, and he decided back in 2016 to try and prove a point about how easy it is to purchase a weapon in Chicago. Oh, the gun laws are lax. It's not really a big deal. So he decided to try and buy a weapon himself. And he failed. Now, this guy works for the Chicago Sun-Times, worked for them back then, still works for him, and he's still out here posting L's of himself. This particular experiment with the gun was an L, and then the new thing he did was also an L. I'm going to get to the first things first, which was the old thing. And I'm playing my old video from back. When was this? June 23rd, 2016. So almost 6 years to the day. Can you believe it? Let me pull it up right quick.
Neil Steinberg of the Chicago Sun-Times was hoping to coast through the process of buying an AR-15 at a local gun store. But during the mandatory 24-hour waiting period, the store refused to sell to him because he failed his background check. And this part is a little embarrassing for him. The store said that it was uncovered that Mr. Steinberg had an admitted history of alcohol abuse and a charge for domestic battery involving his wife. Therefore, he wasn't able to buy a gun. Well, Steinberg claims that he was denied because he was a member of the media.
So you see what happened right there. Okay, this guy is part of the media, trying to prove a point, talking about, yeah, the gun laws are easy. Anybody can get an AR-15, is that in the third, but he goes to the gun store and gets denied. Why? Hey, man, look, you beating your wife. You are drunk. You can't pass no background check, sir. And that further goes to prove the point. We're talking about Chicago. A lot of these guys have worse rap sheets than that are out here committing the crime. Therefore, they're not getting their guns legally. They're getting them illegally. And that's the whole point. That's the actual problem, is the illegal purchase of weapons, not the legal purchase of weapons. That's the whole thing. So he's back now. He's still working with Chicago Sun-Times, and he decided to put this particular thing out. And I won't say that it's inappropriate, but it is inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see any physical thing that's inappropriate, but you're going to see an inappropriate thing being said. Put it to you that way. Now, his question was this: why restrict child porn but not guns? That's what he said. This is him on his page, Neil Steinberg on his Twitter. He not only asked a question, but he wrote a whole article to back it up. He has a whole think piece type thing right here. Now, I won't get into it because of time. I'm like way too late in the streaming to even read the article. But basically, the summary of it was this. Okay, you're able to have porn because it's free speech, right? But that free speech is interrupted when it comes to children because of obvious reasons. So why not use that same logic in his mind? It's not logic, but this is what he's thinking. Let's use that same logic when it comes to guns. You have the right to bear arms, but since so many children are being killed by guns, more than anything else in the country, then we should interrupt that right because it affects our children worse than porn does. That's his thinking. But see, the flaw, obviously, in the thinking is you got to have guns to protect yourself from everybody, okay? And the kids you're talking about are not even really children. You're talking about young adults, a lot of times in gangs, 14, 15 years old. You're talking about them, right? And even if it was little kids being affected, then we got to get those that are actually committing the crime, not the tool. You have the right to be armed, protect yourself, protect your family members, hunt, fish, whatever. You have that right. You don't have the right to violate a child because you have the right to have explicit material. It's the same thing as I have no right to steal a weapon to become armed because that's my right. No, your right is to be armed, but not to commit theft. You have the right to possess certain material, but not the right to violate a child. So I don't know where this guy got that particular. I'm like, all right, Neil. You could have said anything else other than that. Anything would have done. But of course he didn't do it. He did not do it. I'm not sure if that was like, I think he's interested in, or if it was for shock value or what. But this guy's a nut. He's totally crazy. All right. But that's that. I'll leave that right there. I got super chats on deck, and then I'm going to get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. And again, if the power goes out, you guys say I need to invest in UPS backup for power surges, I guess you would say. So, I may need to do it. So what is a UPS backup system? I'm not familiar with that. Is that like the generator type thing? Is that what's going on? I don't know. I gotta talk to the electricians out here because some of this electric work is kind of shoddy in my opinion. They're new houses, it's a new development, and there's quite a few issues with some of the houses. My house is good though, except for the electric, but everybody has the same problem with their electric. It might just be a bad grid. I don't know what's going on. For the most part, it's okay, but sometimes it will go out off of the smallest thing. But let's go ahead and go to the supers here. And thank you all for the super chats. I really appreciate you guys. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff for me. That'll help me out tremendously. You got a Generac Killer Sushi? Okay. Battery backup for my PC? Well, see, now I got my lights and everything too. It's like a whole thing, right? Just not only my PC, but my camera, my monitors, my mixer. I got a bunch of stuff. So I got probably about 6 devices that need to be powered up or more. I got 1, 2 lights, 3 camera, 4, 5 monitor, 6 mixer, 7 PC. Yeah, so it's quite a few things that need to get powered up. All right. You talk about it in the store. Okay. I'll look into that whole thing. But super chats on deck, and then we get to the calls. Thank you to Check Your Logic, who says, have you heard of comic journalist Farron Balanced? No, I haven't. And the person's name is spelled, for you guys that are listening, Farron, Balanced. I've not heard of that person before. Interesting name. Is that the government name, or is that something they made for themselves? Some kind of alias. You know what I mean? Like Max Power. But anyway, thank you to Caius Posthumous, who says jet crashed in California, 5 dead, was carrying nukes too. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you to Apple, who says Biden administration hired Matthew McConaughey for gun control speech. Why didn't they give Alec Baldwin a shot? I see what you did there. Hey, where's that one at? Hold on. There you go. Baldwin would have done a bang-up job hitting a Democrat bullet points. Baldwin would have killed it. There you go. One more time. Thank you to Apple, who also says RIP David Dorn, David Patrick Underwood, Italian Marie Kelly, Horace Winter Anderson, Jr., Bermel Trammell, Sequoia Turner, Dottie Whitaker, BLM victims. Also, God bless J6 MAGA Patriots in D.C. jail. Solitary. Defund the FBI, which did not stop the Uvalde. Why? ABL, 19 food processing plants burned down this year. What's going on? Is it the deep state trying to starve Americans? You're going to eat bugs? Crunchy. It could be. You know, and the crazy part is that I saw this tweet, and it was somebody talking about his heart being the mom. Like, the tweet is kind of unrelated to what I'm saying, but in the tweet, they were showing food, right? But somebody said, that's not food. And I looked at it, a bunch of bagged up stuff, chips, and just stuff that's not really food products, food stuffs, Doritos and all types of, you know what I mean? So at a certain point, it's like, are we already doing what they want us to do? Eating artificial things? People have a whole cart. Like, I go to Walmart occasionally, and if I happen to go on the first of the month, you see people's entire cart full of no whole food. Like me, when I go to the store, I go to Trader Joe's, right? I'm buying chicken breasts. I'm buying bok choy, broccoli sprouts, Brussels sprouts, fish like wild-caught Alaskan salmon, stuff like that I'm buying. I may buy some bag stuff. I also buy like blueberries, raspberries, bananas, like bananas, oranges, and blueberries. That's my thing. Yeah. Like Whole Foods. But you go to the store, go to Walmart, you're seeing all plastic packaged just stuff. So the point I'm making is, do they already have us eating artificial food? Because the fear is you're going to have Bill Gates give us fake chicken and stuff like that. But we already pretty much doing that. Okay, we already doing that. We getting TV dinners still, and it's just junk. It's just pure junk. Yeah, well, I shop super fancy. You know what I mean? One thing about it, I don't floss. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to pull up in a nice, big, fancy car. I got my Toyota Tundra. That's my fancy car right there. To me, that's like super luxury. To me, a Tundra is like a Rolls Royce. If you got a Rolls or a Phantom or whatever, more power to you, but that's just not my style. But my style is eating that fancy food. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. 100%. Okay, we gonna eat real good. Not just a whole lot of food, not just stuffing our face, just, you know, shoveling forks of junk in your mouth. I'm talking about eating very good food. Oh yeah. 100%. And we're not gonna spend a ton of money doing it. Also, ABL, what's up with them thugs in New Orleans dancing with them AR-15s and Mach 5 pistols? Is that normal? Should U.S. military disarm them? Scary hood. It's normal. Yes, it is. A music video, everybody brings their guns out. Everybody brings their guns out, man. It's like bringing cars to a Fast and the Furious set. All right? You got a music video, rap video. Everybody bring the biggest gun outside and wave it around. Load it, whatever, it's fine. And shout out to some guys I know that do videography. It's crazy because a lot of guys, they start doing like some of the more the hood stuff, the hood videos, the hood rap videos is where they get their start. And you have one little camera, like holding it like this. It'd be a camera like a point and shoot, like a digital, like a DSLR, and using that to record on a little rig, right? And it'd be 15 guys pointing their gun right at you. You don't know if it's loaded. You don't know what's going on. If it's real, if it's fake, and it's probably going to be real. You're fearing for your life at that particular point. So shout out to the guys who've been able to go through that and graduate from it to stop having the guns being pointed at them all day long while they're recording music videos. But anyway, Apple says, ABL, have I seen Top Gun? I've not seen Top Gun, but I'm going to watch that for sure. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to get some time and just go ahead and do that. My favorite jet, mine is the F4 Phantom. I don't know the different the kinds of jets. I don't know. But I have been to an air show and I loved it. I want to go back. They had it in Virginia. Last time I went was like 2019, I think. And then they canceled it because of the scamdemic, plandemic, whatever. But I want to go back. I had a great old time. Like you ever see like the Blue Angels? Oh, seeing them in person, like if you see it on TV or on YouTube, it does it no justice. If you right there, I'm talking about like I was right there. You got to put on it's so loud. You got to put on like the noise canceling headphones. The earplugs ain't going. You need noise canceling headphones with the white noise. You need that because it's so loud. When you see them in person, oh my goodness, they're flying so close and so low to the ground. It's amazing. It really is. Man, like that right there. I want to see Top Gun for sure. I saw some of the flying and whatnot during the commercial, and it looked fantastic. Thank you to Final Faye who says, hey, ABO, did you see the video with the crazy HR lady that got fired after outing conservatives? I saw that. That lady was, it was like a cartoon I was watching. You understand? It was, what is going on here? If you were to see some of the old music videos from the 90s, like Blink-182, something like that, it looked like something that you would see there. It'd be this crabby lady on the meh. It was like that, but it was real. It was not a game, not a music video, not anything other than just pure chaos. Oh, and I got one more video for you guys. Not politically related, but you guys, if you've not seen it, you got to see it. I know a lot of you guys probably already seen the video, but I'm going to show it for you guys here. Now, I don't know what this person was doing with the orangutan, but for some reason, this person decided to get a little bit too close to the orangutan, and I think they regret it. I got to play it. I got to play it. Now, right here, when you close to the orangutan and he didn't reach through the gate and grabs you by your shirt, you don't know what to do. I'm being Monday morning quarterback. Take your shirt off, cut it off, do something, because them orangutans are strong. They're very strong. You're not going to really just get out of their grip like that. Okay? For an orangutan to be able to just clamp on to a gate and just chill out there all day, it takes strength. You try doing something like that. Just clamp on, like find a fence somewhere you could just hang on and do that all day long. Just see if you could do it. Right? So he's in danger right here. He's definitely in danger. Now he done grabbed his leg with both hands. Do you hear the terror in this man's voice? The pure terror. There's a guy there trying to help him, but he's really, I mean, what you gonna do? And he has he can use his legs to get you as well. So he has one of his feet is on like his calf muscle. His other arm is like right there by his groin region, and he's still holding his shirt. He has 3 points of contact on this man. I mean, at this point, I'm just like, man, please don't die. Just let me live. I'll be good. Ain't gonna be no more. I ain't gonna talk about Wesley Snipes on the Panthers no more. I'm gonna be very good, man. Just let me live. It's scary. He has pretty much all his hands and feet on you through the fence. There's so much power right there. If he moves the wrong way, his leg is done. His leg is gonna be like paper mache. And now the guy is like sideways on the gate trying to get away from the orangutan. And then hold on, there's more. Here's the end of it. And there's somebody there helping them trying to get away from the orangutan. And they finally kind of break free. Yeah, he almost got his foot right there. Like he had his foot at the very end, and for some reason he was trying to bite his foot. I don't know. Maybe he was hungry. He was like, "Yo, man, I can't get your leg. Give me one of them toes." As you can see right there, he has his mouth open, getting ready to try to bite the foot. So yeah, if the moral of the story is, if you get close to an orangutan like that in the zoo, don't try to do nothing crazy. Don't try to be fancy, because they might try to bite your foot off, take your leg off. Keep your distance. That's all. Keep your distance. But I know that wasn't related to politics, but I had to show that video because I've seen that quite a bit. Super chats on deck, and then I'm gonna get to the calls. I know I'm being long-winded, but it's fine. Thank you to Apple, who says favorite sword: saber, claymore, katana, broadsword. Probably a katana. I like katanas. Also, did I ever dress in drag? No, sir. Apple says I did for skits, kind of fun. Well, hey man, good for you. But I've only worn polos my whole life. When I was a baby, they put me in a polo shirt. That's for real. I don't play no games like that. But anyway, but I would never do it seriously for real neither. Okay. ABL, do you think gun control going to stop red wave in November? They're not really going to be able to pass that, in my opinion. It's not really going to happen. Thank you to Farner Faye, who says, dude look like he could bench press 150 between him and William Thomas. I don't know who is more terrible. Also, ABL and fans, this is from Apple. ABL and fans, favorite female wrestler: Fabulous Moolah, Wendy Richer, Leilani Kai, Sable, Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson, Gail Kim, Leia Meow, Charlotte Flair. You missed a GOAT, man. China. Come on, you can't miss China. China, the OG, the triple OG, man, and DX and all of that. China really is my favorite female wrestler. Yeah. Fabulous Moolah was just like the godmother of the whole thing. She brought all the girls in. She was always behind all the female wrestlers. But China was my favorite. She had her stuff at the end of it with all the X-rated, but when she was in DX, I mean, that was a wave. That was a movement. Ian Kenny says, did you see the Period Crunch cereal? Yes, it has been made into a cereal. The dye turns the milk red. What weirdos came up with that stuff? Disgusting. That's all I can say is disgusting. The anti-view says, did you get your top Whopper from BK yet? Okay. I know I'm running late, but it's fine. Hold on. So have you guys seen? It's so nasty though. Like the thing is, if you understand, because I've seen so much stuff in my life, I've heard so much stuff in my life. When I see stuff like this, I can't really unsee what I've seen before, just from living and knowing people. So this is Burger King. I'm not sure if it's in the U.S. or not, but they are celebrating Pride Month with Whoppers that have is you got two Whoppers, right? Side by side. One of them has 2 top buns. The other one has 2 bottom buns. And I'll leave it right there. That's gross. That's nasty. Hey, you know what? I keep hearing, oh, it's about love. Oh, it's about Why is it that whenever I see these ads, it's about some sexual stuff? Huh? It's nasty. Like, come on, man. I'm not trying to. How you going to sexualize a hamburger? I don't get it, but they did it. They did it. It's gross. So, yeah, I'm not a fan. Thank you to Tafana Faye, who said, did you see Ray J's rainbow video? Also, did you see the drag queen video with the kids on the catwalk? Yeah, I saw Ray J and all of that. Ray J was saying that you should have straight guys to show gay guys more love. I mean, I don't know. I think Ray J just a Hollywood guy. Thank you to Eric Burns Marsh, who says the Rays don't support Ukraine because they play in St. Petersburg. Thank you to Caius, who says, how about the California gunman outside Kavanaugh's house? Yeah, crazy. Thank you to the Anti-View, who says happy Accordion Awareness Month, happy Adopt a Cat Month, happy Fresh and Fruits and Veggies Month. Yes, they are real. Happy National Iced Tea Month. There you go. I'll celebrate those. Shout out to the iced tea. Joe Ryder 84 said, would you say that Governor Lee will win re-election? Yes, 100%. Everybody loves Bill Lee here. If people don't like Bill Lee, I don't understand why. I don't really get it. He does a very good job, likable person. I met him a few times. Good guy. Just like a regular down-to-earth kind of person. Him and his wife, good people. Thank you to Leo Mazzino, who says, how about we just go to the game to have fun? Baseball, football, any sport. We go to a game to stay away from politics. Exactly. When I'm watching football, basketball, when I go to the game, live game, I'm trying to have fun. I'm not trying to be inundated with politics. That's the whole purpose. Thank you to Ian Kinney, who says, family of Clinton advisor who admitted Epstein into White House 7 times has blocked police of files detailing the suicide, quote unquote, after he was found hanging from a tree with a shotgun blast at a ranch 30 miles from his home. Well, and also Tim Pool was just swatted. The live stream is currently empty. I'm not sure if that's been updated as far as the condition of the room, but that's kind of what's going on. Let me get a few more here. Thank you to Mike Rutledge, who says, Councilman J.B. Smiley Jr. Memphis trying to get all votes against security escort, not everybody's city for a rally coming up. He wants a fee for this escort to the rally up to the front or he is on his own. Thank you to the Anti-View, who says the guy offended the 8 with the wrong pronoun. The Anti-View also says monkey bumps is not airborne, period. If you are not putting your skin against a bunch of people, you will be safe. Do not ever put on the mask. Right. They're talking about, okay, monkeypox is going on, so put your mask on, which makes no sense because I heard that was an STD. So how is putting the mask on your face going to protect you from an STD? Don't make no sense. Or skin-to-skin contact. Okay. If I'm just not going to be right up on your face or touching you, then I don't need to wear a mask. And the mask won't help me in that situation. If I'm that close to you, the mask ain't going to help. Okay, Matthew says, Tim Cass got swatted again. The cast left the studio and the live stream is on. Apparently, specialists on the way. Swatting's got to be punished for real. Yeah, it needs to be punished. Something needs to be done with the whole swatting thing for sure. Or there needs to be a way to be able to intercept those calls and see if they're serious or not. Right. But let's go ahead and get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. And get into it here. Yeah, I got spotted one time. After that, never again. I figured out a way to kind of fix that. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if Tim Pool can do that because I'm not sure what kind of place he lives in, what they allow him to do, what they won't allow him to do. All right, James, what's going on?
Hey, man, how you doing?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, I've been seeing all this nutty stuff that's going on in the States, and it makes me wonder if I want to move back ever.
Well, hey, I mean, where I live, my particular neighborhood, my particular city, state, it's beautiful. Like, No, I could travel around, move around, drive, and there's no problem. But certain parts of the states, it gets kind of hairy.
I don't know. My kids they've always wanted to move back, but I don't know if they want to do that anymore. They saw that video that you had watched the other day, that one about education.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, are Americans idiots? Well, no, but so the whole thing is that, I mean, all these issues that keep popping up, all this, gun violence, everything. I am pretty sure that if there's a solution to any of this, it's got to be education. And it makes you wonder if they're not doing this on purpose because a stupid population is easy to control.
Oh yeah, that's definitely part of it. But I think also these drugs, there's so many drugs out here that these kids are on. Like, I was watching the news out here locally, and they issued a warning. They were talking about how you have kids in middle school vaping fentanyl.
What?
Yes. I mean, stuff like that's going on. This is why I talk about drugs so much, and people kind of get upset when I say it. It's like, we got to cut down on these.
No, it's valid.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a valid argument. You get, but it's not just those drugs. I mean, I saw some political cartoon or something where babies are being born, with their hands out, looking at their phone like that, and they start crying, and the doctor sticks a phone in their hand. It's that, looking at your phone. One of the guys, I don't remember who it was. It doesn't matter. One of my friends had turned off the color on his phone. I was like, your phone's black and white. Did you drop it or something? He said, no. I set it that way because as your brain looks at these like oversaturated colors, it gives your brain this dopamine release.
Yeah.
Right. And there's nothing that like really
it can't top
hits that.
Yeah.
What's that? Sorry, say again.
Nah, like you can't top that release with anything else. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And so it's your phone, it's anything that will hit that level of dopamine or serotonin or, all of these chemicals that we want to pump into ourselves is because we've got a hole that we've left, elsewhere. I mean, when you and I were growing up, I mean, I read comics, read a book, I mean, I might watch the A-Team or something, but it was not this level of stimulation, but it's not an educational level of stimulation. And as a matter of fact, I was reading the comments from last week and somebody was like, what's this guy doing talking to his kids about Jeffrey Dahmer? It's like, you darn straight I'm talking to my kids about Jeffrey Dahmer. They will know that there are dangerous people out there. I'm going to teach them about racism. I'm going to teach them about slavery. I'm going to teach them about the Nazis. I'm going to teach them about history and society. You're not raising kids. You're raising adults who are supposed to live in society. And looking at, that video, that educational video, what countries border the United States?
Oh man, that was crazy.
That's a level of stupidity that I can't even. It's not stupidity, it's ignorance actually. So it's fixable. There is something that we can do about this. I wanted to ask your opinion. I mean, I know you've got a lot of callers and I need to get back to work. It's 11 a.m. here. Is there a solution to all this? Your 2 cents?
Well, I mean, like I was saying, the drugs are a problem because a lot of times these kids are put on drugs early and they can't develop properly. Like I saw a story where they were talking about how there's a problem with melatonin overdoses in children. So
melatonin.
Yes, melatonin. So you see what's happening, that the kids are being put on their devices and they sit and
then they can't sleep.
They can't sleep because they've not been able to run outside or play and burn off their energy. So they're going to be up all night. Okay, put them on these drugs. See, and now when you start that kind of path, then it becomes more drugs. Or I can't focus. Let me put you on some Adderall and more drugs and more drugs and more not living your life properly, not being raised properly. And then when you get to be an adult or close to it, you might do something crazy because you've not had a proper life up to that point.
Yeah, I mean, you and I mean, we would go outside and just play in the cul-de-sac or
that's right,
out in the woods or something. But Jeez whiz, drives me nuts. I don't know. I mean, everybody seems stupid these days, including the president. So ain't nothing you can do.
That's right.
All right, man. I'll let you go. It's good talking to you.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Take care of yourself.
Same to you. All right. Shout out to my man, James in Japan for the call. Good call. But yeah, I'm serious about the melatonin overdoses. Let me see if I can find an article right quick. And Devin, I saw that you had posted something, but I didn't see it in the list I was looking at. I'll read your super chat right quick, and then I get to the article, and then I get back to the calls. Devin, who's been on the ABL squad for 24 months, I appreciate you, says, can we talk about how he must not want prawn of children's restricted? Speaking about the journalist that I showed you earlier, speaking about him, I mean, doesn't his twit face post scream, I like children's in my... Yeah, he looks like the kind of guy that if he went to his... If you went to that journalist in Chicago, if you went to his laptop, you'll find some stuff, right? You'll definitely find some stuff on there. Let me get to some more calls here. 619, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Eric Weber. I'm in California, and I wanted to bring up that even though Special Olympics USA Games lifted the vaccine mandate, Special Olympics Southern California is still forcing its athletes in its delegation to get the jab to go to Orlando.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And for the Special Olympics, you say?
Yeah. Special Olympics Southern California is being a bunch of medical authoritarians, and they're also forcing athletes to get the jab in order to participate in the upcoming Spring Sports Festival at Long Beach on June 18th. Even though the campus, CSULB, lifted its own mandate.
It makes no sense. Like, I think a lot of this stuff is just doing because there's already rules in the books that haven't been rescinded. I don't really see the purpose. I mean, you have no mask mandate on flights or vax mandate, but you got to have the vax to be in Special Olympics. And it makes no sense. All these rules should be immediately rescinded. And they keep developing more vaccines. Yeah, and they keep developing more vaccines, talking about, oh, this one works better than that one. Well, if you're going to make a new one that works better, then that must mean the old one does not work as well. So what are we even doing? This whole thing makes no sense.
Right, and yeah, I've been involved in Special Olympics since I was a kid, and been coaching since about the mid 2010s, and really what really helps the athletes most is outdoor exercise, boosting their own immune system that way. And so when the shutdowns happened in 2020, a lot of athletes, I know some who ended up in psych lockups because people around them were just acting all crazy, and they fell into depression, and it was very traumatic for them. And even while Northern California opened up its sports activities, Special Olympics Northern California opened up competitions in fall 2021. Here, SOSC is staying locked down, pushing this stuff, dragging its feet, moving the goalposts. And about a month or so ago, before the USA Games folk mandate was removed, SOSC was saying to its athletes, "Oh, we'll help you seek exemptions." But then when the lift happened, bait and switch. SOSC did a bait and switch. It seemed like they never really had the intent on actually giving the athletes the option to, do what they want with their own bodies.
Right. Exactly. Kind of like stringing them along.
Right.
Yeah, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, and trying to reach out to the mainstream, to the media outlets, even the local ones. There's, they tell you, just email us this, email us that, but does it really get any traction with a lot of, especially these corporate media-owned outlets?
Right.
Man, it's frustrating, and that's one of the reasons why the athletes that I coach and I, we stepped away from Special Olympics in the first quarter of 2021, especially with the sports still being shut down over there. And we started doing our own thing. And one of the athletes that I coach, he's in high school doing varsity cross country and track and field, and he's doing his own marathon next year with me. And he's found that he's able to coach his younger brothers and his cousins and how to run, because running in person, training with other people helped him find that sense of purpose that that he just wasn't getting with programs and SOC locked up.
Right. Okay.
And he has autism too, like I do.
Right. Wow, man, it's crazy. Hopefully we just get past all of this and get back to normal, but I'm not really sure if all of the country will even see normal again, but hopefully we do. But thank you for your call, man. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now take care. All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, this whole thing with the mandates and all that kind of stuff still going on, it's a mess. It's a big crazy mess. Now, I have the article about melatonin. Right quick, I'm gonna just read the headline so you can see what I'm talking about. In the first call with James, I was talking about how these kids are being drugged just ridiculously. They're on their devices. They're kind of just sitting. They're not running around. They're not really playing too much. So they just sit in one spot on their devices, watching TV or something like that. So they can't burn off the energy they have. So the parents, when the kids can't sleep, they're like, okay, he's hyperactive and he won't go to sleep. So just give us melatonin, or put him on some kind of ADHD medication. But they're just not letting them be a little boy and play and jump around, or a little girl. They're not letting them do that. They're kids. They have energy. And then also you have older parents, and the older parents don't really want to chase behind a toddler. If you're 40 years old with a 2-year-old, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to chase behind that 2-year-old than if you were the age supposed to be, which is like 21, 22, right? But anyway, so here's the thing right here. Melatonin overdoses in kids increased 530% over the past decade. What parents need to know to keep kids safe. How about don't give your kids melatonin? That might help. Let your kids play outside. Let your kids do something, physical activity, so they can burn off all their energy. It's not even about, trying to be socially acceptable. It's about biology, nature, basic things. It's simple. All right. Now let's go ahead and get to some more. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. 201. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, is ABL?
Yes, it is.
Peace, God, bro. What's up, man? This is Foster, your friendly neighborhood prankster.
All righty, man. What's going on?
So, look, man, I'm gonna try to make this as brief as possible. Look, I love the show, bro. I'm kind of a recent listener. I've only been listening for the past couple of months or so. But, yo, I tune in every Wednesday and Saturday to hear you spit your darts, bro. You've been, spitting fire. I love it. I love the energy. But, look, man, I wanted to call the show because I've been debating calling it for a while, but I know a lot of your listeners, and like I said, I'm going to try to make this brief, but there's some serious stuff going on, bro. And, I don't mean to, toot my own horn, but I'm one of the, couple people that seen the COVID jokes kind of thing for what it was in the beginning. And, I just had a weird feeling about it. I worked in the school system. The day the vice principal came to me and said, we're locking everything down. We're sending y'all home with Chromebooks to do virtual learning. And I had the same feeling. I was in middle school when 9/11 happened, man. And I had the same feeling something's about to happen. This is weird. This ain't what they're saying, right? And so for the next few months, I tried to warn my friends, warn my relatives. Everybody told me I was crazy, bro. I said, look, this is how the Soviet Union starts, bro. This is how Nazi Germany starts. You have to cohere compliance. You have to socially engineer an environment where people are shook into doing whatever it is you tell them to do. So I went on for the next year, I still in the school system, Our governor, I'm from New Jersey, our governor, Phil Murphy, fascist Phil is what I call him. He's an ex-Goldman Sachs executive, feel me? So like that shows you how much he cares about the actual real people, but you know, that's a sidebar. But but Phil Murphy put in the mask mandate, bro, a week before we were supposed to go back from summer break. So it was like these kids have been doing whatever they do, running around all summer, going to, you know, the grocery stores, all the other indoor spaces, unmasked for all summer. And the week before, when nobody can fight it, you're going to put the mask mandate back so that everybody will just cohere. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will just comply with it because they don't have the time to think. And that's what all this stuff has been, bro. They just been moving from one thing to the next to get you not to think, because that's how trauma-based mind control works. I heard a lot of your callers talking about the MK Ultra stuff, these CIA programs that were done on trying to figure out how to crack the human mind. And this is what you do. You put people under intense stress, and then you tell them whatever it is that you want to tell them to make it better, and they'll do it. So look, man, I'm going to just tell you real quick my personal story. I went back into the schools the next year. I had a doctor's note because the masks had been having such negative impacts on my health. I was a dude, I'm a young guy, was working out 4 days a week, lifting weights, running 3.5 miles to the gym, and then I would walk home. So it was like I was doing like 6 miles cardio and lifting weights 4 days a week. After like a half a year of school with the masks, I was coming home, sitting on the couch for 5 minutes and passing out. In the day, I'm not a dude that takes day naps and stuff. Like, I don't do that. Like, I would go straight to the gym after work. I would come home and I wouldn't even be able to put my gym clothes on. I was just falling asleep. I was getting headaches. One day I passed out all of a sudden. And I'm telling my girl works in medicine. She treats patients through this whole thing. She's been treating patients, and I've been in the school. Neither one of us ever got this bug, bro. You feel me? And I'm trying to tell my girl, I'm like, yo, I think these masks are doing something to me. I'm having a negative reaction. And she's like, well, I wear the mask at work and my coworkers wear it, so I don't see blah, 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 whatever. I ended up getting a note because I felt so strongly that these masks were harming me. Bro, the school that I was getting hired by, that headhunted me from another school because they liked my work ethic so much and I did so much positive work with my students and the parents loved me. When I took my student to the high school from the middle school district that I was working in, that the guy that ran the special services was like, yo, what are you doing next year? Because I want you on the team. He decided to bring me over. And I told him, I was like, listen, I have this note. I need an exemption from the mask, whatever, boom, boom, boom. And then the first day I started, I go to HR and they're asking me about why you won't wear the mask. And when I went to do my drug test, I gave the nurse the note that I had a mask exemption. I walked in the facility. She's putting her hands in the air like I got a loaded gun, ABL. Where's your mask, sir? Where's your mask? Oh, my God. I'm not going to do your drug test if you won't put the mask on, so I guess you're not going to get your job. I'm like, yo, for real? Like, y'all getting down like this? I'm like, all right, boom. I put the mask on real quick. I pee in the cup. I give it to her. On the way out of the place, I'm like, you should be real proud of yourself. You're a good German. That's all I said. First day I report to work, HR bring up the mask stuff, the note that I had, and all of a sudden HR start asking me about, did you make a comment, this, that, and the third to a nurse? I said, I'm not in the business of contextualizing a statement I made offhand to somebody off your property. I wasn't even on school grounds. And I had a legitimate medical exemption that she was trying to deny, like she was ODing. You feel me? So I ended up getting called into another meeting with the superintendent. Bro, they railroaded me like it was some straight KGB interrogation. Started digging into my personal life, asking all types of questions about stuff that wasn't even relevant. I ended up getting fired from there. Boom. So I'm about to go to another spot. I get hired at this youth center. I'm running this youth center. I came in, hit the ground running in December after I got fired in October. I hit the ground running, bro. I had events. I had more kids show up to my 2 events that I ran than they had in the past year before that.
All right, caller, hold on, caller. I know you kind of on fire, but you gotta kind of wrap it up right here. So I got like limited time, so you gotta kind of wrap it up.
I feel you. Okay, my bad, bro. So basically, this is what it came down to. The new spot, the youth center I was working at ended up firing me because I wouldn't take 3 COVID jabs then.
Wow.
So then
crazy.
I got booted from that job. I submitted a religious exemption based on biblical scripture because I was raised Christian and I do believe in you know, a higher power.
I got you, but I mean, but seriously, you got it. I got you. So we got to wrap it up, man. But thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
I feel you, man. But yeah, listen, I appreciate you, bro. And I just want people to know that this is to take this seriously, because this is going in a real dark place right now.
No doubt. Me? No doubt. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bro. Keep it up.
All right. Shout out to the caller. I told Zal on his chest right there. I could tell if I let him, he'd go on all night talking about it. But yeah, I mean, I've heard those stories though about people in the workplace environment, and I think part of that is contributing to the lack of employees, the lack of workforce participants. Part of that, not all of it. A lot of it is just people just staying at home because they got lazy. 410, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, how you doing, ABL? This is Israel.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Yeah, so one of the things that I did want to touch about was your conversation with kids on melatonin, and just general statement is we are like in an over-medicated society. And for example, just quick story about me is, you know, I'm a veteran, and I had some challenges readjusting to the, you know, to civilian world. And so just because, you know, I was in for over 20 years, and so hey, civilian world, it was different, right? So you know, the very first thing they wanted to do was give me medication, you know, the VA. And I didn't want that. I said, no, I just need to talk to some people every once in a while, right? A professional. But they were just quick to just hand out that medication. So I can just imagine, like, for kids and their parents, if they trust professionals to give them that advice, and parents take it, right? It's really not I mean, ultimately, it is a parent's decision to not medicate or to medicate. However, you know, parents go by advice, right? So if you get bad advice, you're only as good as the intel you're getting. So, I mean, what do you feel about that, ABL?
So what's your exact question about, like, are you saying, how do I feel about parents being able to, like, what's your question exactly?
Yeah. So my question is, I mean, from my purview, I just think that there's a lot of just over medicating just in general to whoever, right? Your leg got broke, here's some medication, right? Painkillers. And so even though I do understand that for some reasons, yeah, you do have to take pain meds, but just the over medication rather than really solving root cause problems, right? Is it a diet issue? Is it exercise when it comes to this melatonin, like Ritalin or whatever? And so my question is, do parents, right? Is it really for kids to get this medication, or they seek alternate options to get rid of, make sure that kids are actually doing what they're supposed to on the medication?
I think what needs to happen is we need to just begin to raise children in a traditional way, because the way we're raising children nowadays, not all of us, not all people, but a lot of people are raising children inappropriately. Like you're not giving them the outdoor time to run around and play. You're kind of like keeping them in one spot. You're just not letting them be children. And also, like I was saying earlier, a lot of the parents are getting older, so they have less patience for small children running around playing and getting into trouble. You know what I mean? So I think we just need to understand that children are children and let them naturally be who they are, rather than trying to medicate them to control them. And it's getting to the point where they're putting them on puberty blockers and stuff like that because of this whole trans trend that's happening. So I think at a certain point we should begin to limit what parents can give their children as far as medication. I don't think children should be on melatonin like an adult. I don't think kids have problems sleeping. I don't think that a 2-year-old has a serious problem like a 60-year-old going to sleep. I think that there's other problems happening as far as how the children are being raised.
Yeah. No, that's a great feedback. You know, I will leave you with this: is that hey, watch your show. Fairly new, like a few months. So yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, and you know, I like the audience in the chats, and I appreciate taking my call. ABL, God bless.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, man, it's a whole mess how kids are being raised nowadays, man. And I feel for all the kids out there that got to go through it. You know, let's go to 734. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 734. Hello.
Sorry about that, ABL. This is James. How are you?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Oh, not a whole lot. I just wanted to call in really quickly. I don't know if you've already said this before and what your take is and views is, so forgive me if you have. But with the recent House bill that has been passed today, actually, I wanted to get your thoughts on what is your stance on raising the age limit to purchase rifles.
I think it's a thing that won't make a difference. I think it's just something people are doing for political posturing, because I mean, rifles. First of all, rifles are a very small portion of the number of gun deaths. It's typically a handgun that does it. So, rifle is not really in the equation like that. And beyond that, when there are rifles involved with it, my question would be, how often are those rifles purchased legally and then used by the legal possessor? I'll presume that a lot of these rifles are stolen, or they're getting from the southern border. They're not getting them legally. People aren't typically going to the store and buying a rifle to go out and do things that are illegal. Okay, if somebody wants to commit a crime, they can get around the legalities of it because they're committing a crime already. So I think that's just for show. It won't do anything really at all. But like they're talking about background checks. We already have background checks. Raising the age to buy a rifle. The people that are out here shooting and killing and thugging and drugging are not going to Bob's gun store anyway. So they're going to completely bypass that. It won't even affect them at all. So it's just for political posturing. For those who are ignorant to what is happening around them, they'll be like, yeah, raise the age and background check. But to the streets and to us that understand what's happening, it won't make any impact at all.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said there. And obviously we do have quite an issue with our inner cities, and also with just how much gun violence there is in certain areas in the country, specifically Chicago and also California. But going back to the age limit, I don't think that it wouldn't hurt. I mean, if you look at the handguns, like you said, they're the majority of the firearm that's being used with gun violence. It's happening in America, and that age limit is 21. So raising the rifles, in my opinion, I think would be a good idea. I mean, from 18 to 21. I know that, and again, this is just me speaking, but I know when I was 18, my thought process, my brain development wasn't obviously fully there yet, as most males are at 18 with a full frontal cortex. And I know what you're saying as far as political posturing. I don't see a negative side of raising the age limit to 21. Could you tell me what is a negative impact if we did raise it to age of 21 for a rifle, just so I can understand you?
Well, all that it would do is just impact the law-abiding citizen who needs the weapon to protect themselves. You see, you have the right to be able to bear arms, and because of criminals who don't follow the law at all, we're going to punish the civilians who follow the law. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand. It's like, okay, if you have people that are out here shooting and killing, thugging and drugging, punish them. Don't punish the people that are following the law and do not intend to go out there and do anything like that. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. And also, my next point, okay, you could be 18 years old and go join the military, so you can't have a gun, you can't have a rifle. I don't really get it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's actually what a representative said in Kentucky. Actually, he was making the same type of example there, that we send our 18 to 20-year-olds off to defend our country, but yet we won't give them the right to defend themselves and their families. My thought process there is anyone who is 18 to 20 can legally purchase a firearm currently, which it just has to be within those restrictions, right? And when you're looking at buying a rifle, I think right now, obviously looking at the tragedy with Texas, that's why we're obviously focusing in on these long rifles. So if you're against the age restriction or limit, raising the age limit on rifles, would you be for lowering the age limit for handguns?
For lowering?
And I guess my better question is, yeah, why if you are you okay with the age limit being 21 for handguns, or do you think that it should be 18 as well, like it is for rifles?
I mean, I think 18 is fine, really, because the problem is the criminals, like the whole thing of trying to lower the age and raise the age is not going to make a difference in the crime, because the criminals. I showed a video earlier of juveniles with fully automatic Glock pistols, extended magazines, which are totally illegal. Period. Right. You can't get those at all. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 18 or 88. It doesn't make a difference. You can't get those weapons. Period. But yet they had them, and they're underage. So raising the age, all of that is just it's normie talk, because it is going to please those who are on the outside saying, hey, do something. They don't understand that won't do anything, really. But to them, it satisfies them because it's something. It won't help, but it's something. That's all. Yeah. It's just like, okay, you fall and cut your hand and somebody just taps it, or your mom kisses your boo-boo for you. It didn't really do anything. You're still bleeding, but hey, you did something.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you there. As far as the gun laws, I mean, my only hesitant is I just really don't think that we as a government and we as a country are really even going to do anything about guns. I mean, shout out to Tim Pool. He actually had a journalist on his podcast that was talking about Operation Fast and Furious and how government, basically ATF, started to distribute out guns to cartels in Mexico, and that causes a lot of violence, and ultimately a border control agent got killed, and that's how it got uncovered. I'm sure you're familiar with that. So, I mean, we have really deep roots when it comes to America and guns. I do understand exactly where you're coming from as far as, like, this is a Band-Aid. It's just for political posturing. My final question is to the inner city violence and also just the handguns and, these kids, like you said, able to get guns illegally. What's the solution there? How can we stop that?
Well, okay, I'm gonna answer your question off of the calls. I got more calls on the line. Thank you for your call, man. I appreciate you.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, shout out to the caller, but he was kind of going a little bit long. But as far as the solution to the people that are in the street buying the guns illegally, the solution is, and I promise it'll be very effective. I'm not saying that there's going to be a panacea to where if you implement this, then there would be no more guys on the street, prohibited possessors with these big crazy guns, fully automatic. I'm not saying that it totally stop it, but it would definitely. Wow, this time I out of Skype. Okay, let me just finish what I was saying. The solution would be to punish the criminals that actually commit the crime appropriately. That's the main thing, because what in the world? Okay. So my account got locked on Skype. It says we detected some activity that violates Microsoft Services Agreement and have locked your account. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see if this works. But as I get this done, these guys that are in the street often can do whatever they want. They commit the same crime over and over again. They get light sentences, slaps on the wrist. I know some of these guys too. I know some of these guys, because I grew up with them. You know what I mean? I know these guys. And they come home after a very short period of time. Nothing really happens. That's the whole thing. That's the problem. A lack of prosecution for these people. That's why the guy in California got kicked out, right? Chesa Boudin, is that his name? He got kicked out because they didn't like what he was doing over there in California with the soft on crime policies. You would not have so much carnage in the street if You just did things the right way. Okay, what is going on here? Let me try to fix this because as I'm putting in the number, it's going backwards. It's telling me I need to put in the phone number and they're gonna send me a code, but it's going in backwards. I don't know what's happening. Let's try this one more time. All right, let's try it this way. There we go. But yeah, basically get hard on crime. Don't be so soft on crime. You see, if you got people that are out there waving them guns around New Orleans, that's the easy way to go out there and just check to make sure everybody's, at least above the age of 18 or 21, whatever it is, to have those weapons. Do that. Stop and frisk. Do that. It's not a scam because I literally saw that it just, because my Skype was open and I was using it and I saw it actually, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely not a scam at all. Oh, I know scams. I know scams, and that wasn't one of them. But I'm back. I'm back on deck. Yeah, I've seen plenty of those scams where it's like, send me a gift card and now I'll fix your computer for you. No, we don't do that over here. Okay, we got calls back. The number to call, 434-658-1220. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, baby? It's JB Scott from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
Everything's right, man. About yourself?
I'm good. Yeah, it was weird. I've been calling, and all of a sudden started getting busy signals and messages saying that your call didn't go through. So something, and it wasn't me. It wasn't me this time. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I know there's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to narrow it down to one thing and keep it short and sweet. The month of June, Pride Month. What exactly is everyone celebrating? They're celebrating people who like to have sex with people of the same sex. Why is that even a thing?
It shouldn't be, but for some reason, a lot of powerful people, they made it so.
Yeah. And see, I don't care, man. What two people do in the bedroom is their business. I don't care what it is, but I don't want it, shoved in my face by all these corporations, and I don't need to hear about that. That's their personal business. Now, when I think about the month of June, the first thing I think of, the first day that I think of is June 6th, 1944. You know what that is?
No.
That's the day that America, thousands of our young men and Canadians and Brits invaded the beaches of France to liberate Europe from Nazi tyranny. It was one of the most historic days in all of history, of world history. So when I think of the month of June, I think of June 6th and the great feat that was accomplished that day by our great General Eisenhower. And now, for some reason, we're celebrating people's sexual orientation for the month of June. What happened?
It's crazy. It really is. I mean, it's crazy how far we've fallen.
Yeah, it is. So from here on out, I'm boycotting Pride Month. I will not accept Pride Month for what it is. It's not hate. It's just, I don't think it's what we should be focusing on. Just let people do their own thing. And I'd rather remember an iconic day in world history that changed world history. Because if that plan would have failed on the beaches of Normandy, we might be speaking German now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. So I said, all that's into there, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm glad I got through. Love you, man. Love all your callers and all the people in the chat. So, you have a good night, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, later, man.
All right. Great call. Let's get to some more. 470, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. Hey, it's Carmen calling from Atlanta. How are you, sir?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, that last caller, I'd like to echo what he just said. I'm glad he brought that up because I've been trying to get a hold of you for about 20 minutes. And 2 days ago was the 78th anniversary of D-Day, the largest land invasion in history with over 5,000 ships off the coast of Normandy. And Biden snubbed the anniversary again twice in a row. Last year, this year, and also Obama did it as well more than once. So that guy's right. We should focus on the anniversary of D-Day and honor our troops and how great America is rather than just celebrating being gay. I don't see what there is to be proud about being gay. So anyway, just something I was thinking about. Gas also went up 20 cents a gallon overnight today. It's up to $4.40 a gallon. So I'm drinking vodka right now. I'm just watching the country go down the toilet. I just bought 2 new toilets because Biden's flushing the whole country down the toilet. So I'm prepared. So, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot going on. I feel like their priorities, meaning the administration, their priorities are in the wrong place. They're worried about Pride Month and all this other kind of stuff and celebrities, Matthew McConaughey. But it's like, hey, man, the country has some problems. We got some serious issues. Like, we just had a formula crisis recently, and that's the beginning of a food crisis because that right there is food for babies, obviously. So then what's that? So we're going to have a shortage of chicken and pork and beef and some of the staple things we need. Like, what's going on? So it's definitely some things we need to focus on rather than this superficial stuff that does not matter at all.
Right, and the Democrats say that they're the party of the poor. They're not. They're the party of abortions and dead babies. They're also the party of people who make poor people poorer by raising the gas prices. People make $15, $16 an hour. That's not a lot of money. That wasn't even a lot of money 25 years ago. And it's just ridiculous. Meat's getting so expensive. I'm worried about gas getting up to the point of $5.56 a gallon or more like it is in California.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
So, yeah, but back to D-Day in World War II, the reason why they want to snub the D-Day anniversary is because it's a celebration of America and how great America is. And they don't want to honor our soldiers that fought for America because they hate it.
Right.
But they're not going to move to a foreign country because that requires effort and taking responsibility for their own actions. So rather than move to Poland or Croatia or Lithuania or someplace where the language is too hard to learn, they just want to stay here so they don't have to spend money moving to a foreign country, learning a foreign language, and then just turn this into some communist shiza hole. So, that's my 2 cents in a big nutshell. So anyway, thanks a lot, man. I always enjoy your show. I'm a strong supporter of you, and best wishes to you and your health.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, one last thing. See 2,000 Mules. And also, Sadie, I know you're watching. You need to see 2,000 Mules today. I just saw it 2 hours ago. It's a great movie. Great documentary.
Will do. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Let's get to some more here. 863, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? Okay, I think my Skype messed up again. Skype. I don't know what's going on with Skype tonight. Skype, I'm telling you. I told you guys that Skype does its own thing whenever it wants to do it. Whenever Skype wants to say, you know what, I'm not going to work right, then it's not going to work right. Whenever Skype wants to shut down and say, hey, man, send the code and you got logged out, security, somebody's probably trying to hack me or something stupid, some moron trying to do something crazy. But let's go ahead and keep on keeping on. Let's go to 863. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Alex.
All righty, what's happening?
Are you hearing an echo? I'm here.
Give me 1 second here. Do you hear it now?
It's me talking.
Do you hear the echo?
I hear the echo. Do you?
No. Do you have the stream on in the background?
No, I just muted it.
Okay,
I can deal with it.
Okay, all right.
The reason I was coming, you remember a couple of days ago, Joe Biden did a press conference where he was talking about the 9mm will blow a lung out, and the 22 is going to be pulled out. Well, that was the reason why they put 38 caliber in the Hunter Biden, because obviously he's carrying an automatic pistol, and you can't have a 38 special fit in an automatic pistol, but a 38 and a 9mm, a 380, and a 357 are all considered a 38 caliber. So I'm pretty sure that the reason why they said that, so the news wasn't, oh, well, here's Hunter Biden holding a gun that's going to be blowing somebody's lung out.
Okay, I see.
But no, anyway, I just want to run that by you there because I saw you was asking a question about it. But no, I had a great show going on, man.
Well, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
Have a good night, brother.
Same to you. All righty, let's go. And the phone lines are blowing up. I'm gonna try to get everybody on as soon as possible. Call you on loudspeaker to 347. Hello, 347.
Anthony.
What's that?
You?
Hello, can you hear me?
Anthony.
What's up?
Yes. Man, you should answer me often, man.
Huh?
And so, can you do a live stream with Shorty Crocker?
I mean, hey, who knows?
Shorty Crocker, the YouTuber.
I mean, I might be able to. You know, this I can never say never.
Yes. So if you have time, do live stream with him. And by the way, about the monkey boss. So this is the monkey boss month. So you better watch out the rumor, because the rumor right now they not only spread the HIV, AIDS, but they also spread more monkeypox too.
Okay.
Also, there is other medicine to kill the smallpox, include the monkeypox. It is called Tempestas, and the other medicine that I said is the Tecovirimat. So those two medicines can kill monkeypox. But unfortunately, I believe that Joe Biden, I believe his healthcare worker blocked those two medicine from the public to access it. But there is still a good news. There is Native American traditional medicine to kill the smallpox. I believe they use the plant, the flytrap plant. That when insect go inside the plant liquid, it will die.
Okay.
So that kind of Native American traditional medicine. So you can search on it on the Brave browser and also the Search Center browser. And don't forget to search for the how to make baby formula if you have a baby at home.
Right, got it.
Also, about our Second Amendment, I recommend you to contact to the Rhino, to contact them 3 times per day by phone call or message, and insult at them, then calling them and warn them if they vote for those gun control, or I should call the gun ownership prevention law, which is like the red flag law, the yellow flag law, and the fat law book, DOJ gun register. Warn them. If they vote for those, it will be a huge consequence for them, and they will never get away with it. Also make them feel scared.
So make them feel scared?
Yes.
Okay.
make them feel scared, make them feel terrified.
Right.
So you do know the Roe v. Wade, like the Supreme Court gonna overturn it. So it is why they want to destroy our Second Amendment. So they mock the feminists and the Babylon Hole can come to the gas station so they can loot, murder, and riot.
Right.
Yes. So I found a website. It is called Gun Violence Archive.org. Gunviolencearchive.org. It showed like around between 1,900 to 1,400 of gun self-defense case. So this website showed the gun self-defense much higher any murder case. And yes, much higher any murder case and mass shooting too.
Right on, man. Well, I thank you for your call. I appreciate you.
All right. Let go, Brandon, and the shot must flow.
Thank you for your call. All righty. Shout out to him. Let's go to 254 the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Jeff Donnell in Centerville, Texas.
All righty. What's going on?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty well. Can't complain.
Good. I've been watching you since you came on YouTube. I really enjoy your show. I'll get to it pretty quick. I've been a gun retail sales guy for about 25 years, and I had my own federal firearms license. And it's still about Hunter Biden and the way he pulled that thing, sticking that gun in that trash can. Number one, if you lie on a form 4473 HTF, that's a felony in itself to lie on that form.
That's what I figured. I figured that was a pretty big crime to lie on something like that, because if you lied and you were able to obtain the weapons, and now you circumvented the process, the background check, that's a serious thing. You can't do that.
It's a 10-year felony.
Wow.
Yeah. And also on this other issue as far as the AR-15s and the 18-year-old thing, I'm actually from Waco, Texas, and I was there in 93 when the Branch Davidian thing went down. And I worked at a gun store then. And I knew they would crash. But anyway, I went to a high school in Waco and we had an ROTC program, and we all shot AR-15s in competition all over the United States. And we had kids from age 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 all through junior high and high school shooting with us AR-15s. The only thing I'll say about the 18-year-olds and not being able to buy the AR-15 is they said the same thing about the LGBTQ. All they want to do is be able to get married. And now look where we're at.
Right, exactly. We went all the way down a slippery slope. It's just, because people, when they see certain things that's not as bad in their mind, it's like, okay, I support that. I support the slight age increase, but they don't see the plan behind it. They think it's just one thing, but these people never stop at one thing. It's always a continuation.
Yeah, one of those give them an inch, they take a mile thing.
That's right.
Anyway, brother, I just wanted to call in and say hey, and I really appreciate your show, and please keep it up.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
All right, you too, brother. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Like I say, you give them an inch, they take every mile from here to the sun. They go all the way from here to the sun. They'll do that because that's how they operate. That's just what they do, and it's really a shame. But once you see a pattern and you just kind of keep falling into it, at a certain point, who's to blame, them or you? 304, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, man, it's your fellow West Virginian here from Logan County. I know you spoke about the well, I guess it was attempted mass shooting at the graduation party in Charleston or Kanawha County.
Yeah.
I was just curious to know if you knew what kind of weapon the woman that offed that dude, what she was carrying.
A handgun?
I know it was a pistol or some type of handgun. I just didn't know like what caliber.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the specifics. All I know was a handgun. I think the guy had a rifle and she had a handgun.
Right, so he was like in the back seat about to just shoot up a graduation party, and she just somehow like popped up and popped him, I guess.
Pretty much.
Also, one more thing before I get off here. You know, everybody says Kanawha County, but I heard it's called pronunciated Kanawha, like an Indian, you know, Kanawha instead of Kanawha. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I think I heard that from people that don't live in West Virginia, but being from Kanawha, all I've ever heard my whole life was Kanawha County, so I never heard.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I mean, my family's from here. I mean, I was actually born in Georgia, but I've spent half of my life here. But I saw a thing, and they're like, it's actually pronounced Kanawha, but I don't know. I was just curious to know if you knew what kind of pistol that chick was packing. I'm glad she was there. I just kind of also wonder how she was in such the right place at such the right time.
Hey, you never know. I mean, I think if people were armed more and they were trained more, it'd be a lot more people that happened to be there at that time. And then she was one who came into action, because it might not have just been her that had the pistol. It might have been others that had that gun too, but she just reacted first. Right.
Yeah. All right, man. That's it, dude. I watch your show all the time, just like everybody else. Just keep up, spread the truth, brother.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it.
All right, later.
Yeah, shout out to Kanawha County. That's all I ever heard. Kanawha. That'd be funny. And they go down there and say, hey, you guys know it's pronounced Kanawha. And we're like, we ain't saying that. We're saying Kanawha County. All right, that's what we're going to say. So let's go to 479. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Andrew from Arkansas. It's been a while.
All righty, man.
I got yeah, how you doing?
It's all good.
I got a question.
Okay.
One question and one kind of point. Did you see the video where, God, I'm trying to think of the name of the video. It was on the Hodge Twins. They had it, and so did Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro. They all had that same video. Of course, the Hodge Twins did a little bit more, which I was really surprised about these transgender teaching children how to walk, the walk. What do you call it? They were all dressed up,
I know what you mean. Children. Like trying to teach them how to behave like trans drag performers or whatever, right?
Yeah, drag. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. There was a thing at the end of that. Some Christians came out there and started asking them why they were doing that. Asking them, well, how could they be grooming children? You know what I mean?
Right.
It was pretty good. The only one video I saw, of course, was on the Hodge Twins. The Hodge Twins had shout out to them. But did you get to see that?
I've not seen what you're talking about specifically, that video. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Huh. Yeah, I was wondering if there was more to it or not, but it was about, 10 minutes worth of clip. That was pretty interesting. I'm glad somebody went out there and said something to him. I think somebody should have,
Right, of course.
And on the other point, about this changing the law to 18 for kids to have for having a gun. Now, if it wasn't for Kyle Rittenhouse was 17 at the time when he was getting attacked by a bunch of pedophiles, if he hadn't had that AR-15, he'd be dead.
That's right.
So taking that away from somebody to protect themselves, no matter what age, I think that's wrong. Don't you? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think that the whole 18 to 21 thing doesn't make any sense. And the main thing is, you could be 18 years old and go join the military, right? So it's like, why not have your rifle at the same time if that's your right? But you got to go. You could go fight for the country. You can go overseas and fight and die, but you can't have a rifle at home. It doesn't make any sense. It's just silly.
Aren't they trying to pass a law that allow, what is it, like a 16-year-old or 15-year-old to vote?
Yeah, they were trying to do that. They were trying to say you could be 16 and vote, but the House just.
So if you're young enough to vote, but not old enough to buy a gun, I mean, that
doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Oh, I have one more question, if it's okay.
Go ahead.
I know you're having problems with the electricity when you have a storm.
Yeah.
Do you not have a battery backup for your system?
For my computer system?
Yeah.
No, I don't, but I'm gonna need something else because I got lights and everything that need to kind of operate and function and you know, at the same time. Like I got a bunch of different pieces. I got monitors and camera and mixer. I got like probably about 8 devices that need power, including these big soft lights.
Yeah, I got a battery backup, but if I use for my entertainment, but if I put the TV in my surround sound, it'll drain that battery within, like, say, 5 minutes. So if I use a surround, I have to turn the surround off because it's too many watts. I got like 1,040 watts worth of surround, so it's
right.
I can't, but it would work good, I think, on a computer if you had one that, like I got. It probably work pretty good.
Right.
Well, thanks for taking my call, ABL. You have a great day.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it.
Or night.
Well, there you go. Thank you. All right. Let's get to some more here. 773, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, how you doing? It's your retired Chicago policeman friend.
All righty, man. What's going on?
I'm glad you got it. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you, yes.
Okay. I'm glad you got to me. You know, you were right. They need to enforce the laws against the criminals that are already on the books before they start taking guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. That's number one. And then number two, I'd like to give you a little insight in, you know, police work, the way what was once done, because you mentioned stop and frisk. Back in the late 90s and in the early 2000s, I was on a tactical team, which is just like tactical game team where you wear blue jeans and you drive one of those narc cars. Everybody knows you're the police, but it gives you a little bit of extra cover or whatever to sneak up on people. And our main function was to arrest gangbangers and target gangbangers. And that's who does most of the shootings. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, you know, when the street gang members would be out on their corner, out on their street, we were able to put them up against a wall at any time and frisk them, you know, because they're hanging around being gangbangers. So they would never have firearms on their person because they knew at any time they could get stopped and searched and get pinched with a gun. So they had firearms, but it would be hidden in a gutter of a house. It would be hidden in the wheel well of a nearby parked car or in the bushes, but they wouldn't have it on them. Plus, we had the power to, you know, arrest like 10, 15 gang members for gang loitering or you know, throwing up gang signs at passing cars. These were very minor crime, misdemeanor crimes that would go nowhere in court. But what that essentially did, it took those gangbangers off the streets for that night. You know, you'd arrest them. It'd take a couple of hours just to process them. Then they'd, you know, go, you know, into jail. Some might have a warrant. It took a while to get the bond or to just, you know, be bonded out on a signature bond. And they were off the streets for 6, 7, 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours. They weren't out there to be shot and killed, and they weren't out there to do any shooting or killing. And that makes a huge impact in the murder rate of a city like Chicago over a year's time. Once they took that away, and a lot of their lawyers fought for that, and, you know, everybody's got a right to freely walk down the street or hang out on the street. Why are you targeting me? But the thing is, as a policeman in an area, you know who the troublemakers are. You know who the gangbangers are. So that's why we would put pressure on those guys. But once you took that away, well, now you just made our fight even harder.
Right, exactly. You had a tool that was working, and they take it from you now. Like you said, it makes things worse, makes things more difficult.
And as you saw in New York City, I've been to Times Square when it was, garbage, and dangerous and people shooting up right on the corners of New York. Once they did the stop and frisk and all that in New York City, that's called the broken window theories and all that. Once you stop that small bit of crime, look at Times Square now. Thriving business, money being made, people coming back. It's vibrant. But, when you let these liberals, dictate how you're going to fight crime and everything else, it just goes all to pot. That's what happens. Now you got people walking in the stores and loading up their, garbage bags and walking out.
Exactly.
So, that's my 2 cents there, ABL. As you know, great. I'm a big fan. Saw everything, all the content you put out this week. I thought it was fantastic, and keep up the good work.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you later.
All righty. A great call. And thank you all for being here throughout technical difficulties and all that kind of stuff. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. So if you enjoy what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. This is also a podcast. If you want to hear it in audio only form, follow me on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether it be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple, iTunes, etc. Links for that will be in the description. 773, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. When was the last time you've been to the grocery store, and what was its conditions like food on the shelves or lack thereof, as well as the prices?
Well, I go to like Trader Joe's and some of the more specialty stores. I don't really go necessarily to like the bigger, I guess you would say local grocery stores, but I was in Trader Joe's and things look pretty okay. Everything was stocked up, but the prices were definitely higher. Oh yeah, the prices definitely have gone up for everything. Chicken, fish.
How high you're talking about?
At least 20%, I would say 20, 30%.
Okay. Because a few times I've been kind of forced to go to the store of my father, which is pretty much only for a pop. I have not been able to take a look at the meat section, but pretty much at Walmart, it's pretty much stocked there. So this food crisis hasn't hit too close, but it's still a huge deal for everybody who's paying attention, because I've actually listened to a lot of other people express their own concern about the grocery stores in their area, like mine, Jamal, in Durham, North Carolina, who has video of store shelves are practically nearly empty of not only eggs, but milk. So in my area, I'm not really sure about which stores are completely out, but I do know for sure that a lot of things have been skyrocketing before just about when the lockdowns first started.
Yeah, they're definitely up. And they're not coming down anytime soon. I mean, everything. Mm-hmm. It's not just one particular thing. It's everything. Everything is up.
Mm-hmm. And I really do think a lot of people should be kind of listening to Black Conservative Patriot, who's been reporting about this for months, because this food crisis as well as gas prices increase affects practically everybody, but there should be, like I said last week, there should be enough outrage in the streets like we have to get baby formula from Germany and Mexico, while our food is going over to Ukraine and feed them.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Mm-hmm. And from the subject of that, what do you know about any of these type of food factory suspicious fires and something about involving planes crashing into them?
Well, it's not much to know, really. It's just that there's been some fires, there's been some crashes, and that's it. And it's a problem because if you have fruit processing plants or maybe even farms that are having these problems, then that will impact the food supply.
Yeah, do you think they're intentional? Is what I was getting at.
I don't really know. I have no way of knowing that. It could be, but I don't know that. So I can't really, I mean, if it looks like it could be, but I can't really say that it is, because I don't really have any evidence to say that.
Yeah, well, if you're interested, there's some articles I've been sharing with you that does raise some interesting, suspicious questions about it. But I do think that one meme I've been sharing with you is that's a good rally cry for everybody to kind of start protesting against this food crisis. Pretty much showing empty shelves and saying "Feed Americans first" and has soup Nazi to it.
Yeah, man, I have to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, because it's a little bit funny, but it's serious at the same time. But here in Chicago, I do know, we get our gas from Indiana, and gas has gone up past $5 at different places. And California for sure has the worst gas prices I've ever heard about. $9.
Yeah, it's pretty bad over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really do think it's all by design. And like everybody else has been saying to purposely starve us out and make us go and support the Green New Deal, even though we said it crystal clear we don't want it. But all these highway lease kids try around their expensive jets with Greta Thunberg.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, ABL, when's your primaries in Virginia, may I ask?
I'm in Tennessee. We had a primary recently, actually, about 2 months ago, a month ago.
Okay. Well, when I do call in next time, I do have a particular question to kind of ask you about the voting habits of Black people in your state compared to Chicago, because I've been talking about that with my father, and I'm a little bit upset with the Black community here in Chicago for voting these failed leaders and using the pandemic as an excuse to kind of justify their incompetence as a leader.
Right, I'm with you, man. But thank you for your call. I appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, shout out to my man Rapper 10,000 for the call, but that will be a wrap for the calls tonight. Thank you for everybody who came on in. I appreciate y'all through our technical difficulties. Skype wanting to sign out and sign back in. A little baby thunderstorm. It was passed through one little boat, and the power went out for like a second. It was weird. Like it didn't even go out. It just kind of just flickered. That's all that happened. But yeah, that'll be a wrap. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internets. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I saw some of them trolls coming here with them crazy ads. Thank y'all for helping me with that. I appreciate you guys. I couldn't do it without you. I have some supers right here, and then I put the book clean on top. Okay. Thank you to Puppy Love, who says, ABL, can you ask the caller on camera if he's single? That was our very first caller. He's married with children. Thank you to Boomhauer, who says, me and Miss Boomhauer are celebrating our 10-year anniversary tomorrow. We are in Florida checking out this supply chain holdup outside our window. Every day we have 5 cargo ships waiting to go in the port. Wow. That's crazy, man. And enjoy your anniversary, man. Congratulations on 10 years. And thank you to Block K MIT, who says, ABL, new idea for YouTube. ABL counseling. People like to talk to you, only charge $150 an hour. I might have to do it, man, because even just when I'm outside, just in my regular everyday life, people come up to me, tell me their whole life story, want to tell me a whole lot of stuff. So you're right about that. Thank you to Harley Ryder for the big donation, who says, so many good points made. I have to bail, but I wanted to pay something because I love your show. My money is long overdue. Nothing but love for you, bro. Peace. Thank you. I appreciate you, boss. And thank you to Bud versus Windshield, who says, hey, with this $10, give a shout out to one of your buddies. shout out to everybody. I don't want to pick one person and leave anybody out. I don't want to snub nobody. So shout out to everybody out there. I thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best. Hopefully you don't live in a place with high gas prices, and may the gas prices come down. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.